charger, bro. Wait for me. Alright. Get this plugged in and all that fun shit. Yeah, so God, this week is just, I'm so glad this fucking week is gonna be done tomorrow. And then it'll be another week. Out of the trash, no scavenging. It's like the third time in like a minute. Ay. I'm having a pair request. Yes, pair the fucking thing. What do you think? Oh my god. Pull up this. A little something for 2-inch.
Yeah, Zuckers. Yeah, you big goop balls.
Whoa, fucking Christ alive. I don't need that right now.
You might want to do the volume when it's on now. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you big jumpers. Yeah.
Hey, so what's bullshit of today? My bullshit is that I smell my weed just after one tiny puff and confirmed me over it. Luckily, he's an old bummer who doesn't understand vape, so I told him it was that. Oh, good. Oh, so he got a whiff of it. Dude, I mean, it's like, I guarantee you that motherfucker, if there was like medical in Alabama, he would be like first in line to be requesting it, guaranteed. Like, honestly, it's the only reason why is probably just because it's illegal and you gotta be, you know, a law and order citizen. But I guarantee you, as soon as it's legal, yeah, that shit's gonna change. A lot of them tend to be fucking hypocritical that way. But mine... I don't even know where to fucking start. Like, cause frankly, I am just like... sick of a few fucking things. One is, whenever I happen to show up, I'm pretty much like somehow fucked over in one way or another during the day. And yesterday was because my clothes showed up 3 hours late, and then there was like some overflow bullshit, you know, with the fryer and all that garbage. I know I sent a text message to you of. And then, and there was that bullshit, and amongst other fuck. And then, today, it wasn't the guy who showed up hours late, but it was somebody else supposed to close to me. He decided to fucking call in. And it's like, man, the one dude I exceptionally would like to actually have there, even though, frankly, he is a short fuse and tends to have anger issues and shit, and can get explosive, like, I can at least, you know, deal with that shit, because I at least know he gets his fucking shit done. Yeah, so it's just like... I mean, it's kind of like a thanks, bro. I mean, it's like I get this bad enough, you know, from my other guys, you know, Skittle, but now, you know, it's like I don't need this, you know, from literally fucking every other dude I'm supposed to be closing with. Which also fucks the mid shifts over, because either they show up at 10, what they usually do, and realize they have to stay an extra, like, 4 fucking hours, or like an extra 2 hours, or have to show up later anyway, like a 2 or whatever the fuck, you know, and just close. And it's just like, I mean, if he didn't call in, I mean, then my mid would have, because he wasn't really feeling good today. And then, and pretty much as far as I know, like half of the people working today weren't, you know, really necessarily feeling great, which is nice and peasy. I'm feeling a little nervous. And then customers were just fucking condescending, annoying pricks. Not full like assholes. Well, there was one actually. That was a kind of an old, like, greater generation, like silent generation fuck dude. Like, it was just like, I've been waiting here for like 20-something minutes, when he's literally been there for like 5 minutes or less, if that. Which likely he was there for like 20 minutes in the store, not at our department. But either way, it's just like he, my closer that came in, basically was just like, all right, I'm going on lunch, and he went over to aisle 13, or, well, I'm saying like that, you know this, but aisle 13 is where you get like, you know, some soda, some coffee and shit like that, and, you know, some other stuff. And, you know, and this old dude went up to him over there, because he saw him walk out of the department or whatever, and it was like, you know, can you help me with some turkey or meats and stuff? And he's like, I'm going to lunch, like, I'm not working out at this moment. And he's just like, well, you know, it's like, I've been waiting for 20 minutes. It's like, well, I'm on lunch right now, like, I can't help you, unfortunately. It was just like, and it's just like, well, I want, you know, speak to your manager, because you're not helping me and you're doing nothing. And he's just like, dude, I'm literally on lunch. Like, he told him this like 5 fucking times, and then the old guy was like, fuck you. And then my coworker just, you know, full on edge, no fucks given, is like, you know, eat shit and fuck off, bro. And he did. Then he went up to me, he's like, can you help me with turkey and meats? And I'm helping a customer, and I'm literally like, yeah, as soon as oh, fuck, god damn it. And I'm just like, oh, man, I'm really fucking pissed.
Okay.
God, motherfuck. Anyway. And then, fucking spilling alcohol everywhere. God, motherfucker.
Good drinkers. That's a good drinkers. Yeah.
Where the fuck was I? Anyway, so this old faggot fuck, you know, was basically just, you know, like, annoying all of us, you know, trying to, you know, get his pressure. And frankly, as far as I, you know, concerned, I hope he actually just gets a heart attack, you know, tomorrow and dies. As far as I'm fucking concerned, you know. Because this old fuck, you know, was just like, you know, it's like, well, basically just like, oh, why isn't anyone helping me and prioritizing me over everybody else that's already being helped? And it's like, because you're like, you were literally in line waiting for a while, and then your retarded dumb fuck faggot ass, you know, wants to try to, you know, cut ahead of everyone and bitch about it. It's like, oh, fuck off. Like, I hope he actually goddamn gets a heart attack and chokes on a fucking dick and dies off, you know, some goddamn fucking hole somewhere, worthless piece of shit. Bald fuck. It was a bald fuck, too. It's just like, ugh. That is, okay, the rest of it's fucking dry. Was he short too? No. If he didn't have such a fucked up back and actually gave a shit about himself in his life, you know, he would probably be about my height. But he's all like this, so he's probably more like 5'8". Well, I popped off, but that was just due to dish, whatever. I gotta smoke a fucking bowl. Ugh, me too. No, I really do. I mean, not like, you know, you just having, you know, I can't, you know, whatever. Still fucking... This is just fucking great. Well, at least I still have my other ones. I broke my pipe earlier trying to clean it, so I'm just using a one-hitter. Damn. That definitely fucking sucks. If that happened right now, I would just... I don't even know, dude. I just would give up on everything at that rate. I'd just be like, no, I'm done. I'm going to bed. I'm just gonna go home tomorrow or whatever the... Oh, great. Now can I not use my fucking... Oh, it's because the goddamn screen's wet now. Fucking great. Now I have to deal with that. I'm starting to lose things to use. Oh wait, never mind. I have. I'm about to fucking like kill somebody or some shit in Minecraft. I should probably seriously put that there, cause fucking hell, I'm not. But Jesus Christ, do I really have a feeling? I got a feeling. Or if you saw everything that can't go wrong, will go. Yeah, dude. Fuck. I'm just all right. Alright, I don't know if this is going to affect anything, but I gotta turn my screen off first. And do this. I'm pretty sure this is gonna fuck everything. Okay, no it didn't. I can use my screen again at least. Alright, there we go. Okay, fuck. Man, I didn't even get to some of my, annoying customer shit, because there was, like, a few fucking people who were just condescending as shit, especially when I first got there. Like, there's this one other old dude who was just like, oh, well, hey, I'd like to order, like, this and this and this, just, some 3 basic-ass things. And I'm sitting there like, okay. Sure, I'll do that. And... I'm just like, okay, you want, I just repeated to him, it's like, you want this, this, and this? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, alright. And it's like, yeah, I want the blah, 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 it's like, and he starts being slow about it, like, I want this, this, and that. It's like, it's like, yeah, I heard you. It's like, yeah, I just literally said that, just thinking, alright, maybe you misheard me or something, or whatever the hell, and just wanted to confirm, and that's why I say it back to people. Just to confirm that's what they wanted, and I heard them right. Which I did the first time with this guy, and it's just like 3 times he's telling me in a very slow, condescending, like, I want like I'm like a tard or something, and it's just like, bro, I've literally heard you like the first fucking time. You don't have to repeat it like 8 times like I'm an idiot. And like he's literally saying like the same order while I'm literally making it up, and like I'm putting it up there for him. Like it's like, dude, I already know. I'm already halfway done with your shit. Like, quit saying what you want. It's just like, God, dude. Do not know what was with people today, but Jesus Christ, I mean, we really needed we really could have used, a little bit of that extra person for today. Even though he would have been in kind of a short fuse himself, frankly, I wouldn't have given a shit. I would have used that excuse to be like, hey, if customers walk off and, don't want to deal with you if you're up front, then fine with me. Gets us out early. Besides, I've only had 1 fucking day off today. Or this week. I can't stand assholery or stupidity. Yeah. I really, like, honestly, especially after this week, I am so done with fucking idiots. Like, seriously done with people being stupid. Because, like, ugh. I'm just sitting here just like, just like toiling in it now at this rate, because just like, fuck, man. I'm just like really done, especially if the last 2 days, I'm just like done for a while. I'm just hoping that at least with fucking Saturday, tomorrow, it's gonna be nice and slow. Because at least, by the time, where we're finishing up our lunches, it started to slow down and shit, so. It was just like, at a point where it was just like, oh, we're slow enough to where we don't have, like, utterly being slammed, but guess what? You're gonna be steady enough to where you actually can't really do shit. So, also one more little pile right here. And luckily, though, the Ecolab, our health inspection shit didn't happen today, so that just basically means it's Monday. That's when it's gonna happen, so I really do hope that my other closer, that despite, again, his short fuse and kind of bitches about shit a lot, like, I'd rather him be there, because I know he will get his fucking shit done and actually cleans. So, it's like, I mean, at least I'll know comfortably if he actually does show for, the closing for Saturday, that he can fucking, at least kind of help with picking up some of the shit, or picking up the slack that's been going on due to our fucking staffing problems. You know, honestly, it probably wouldn't be as big of an issue if the fucking company didn't lie about implementing the new wages and fucking over everybody. And luckily our union, because everybody was getting pissed off and calling the union up being like, what the fuck? You know, they're just like, oh shit, you know what, hold on, yeah, this is some bullshit. We're gonna file suit because they're not doing what, you know, we fought, you know, to try to achieve. So, now, as far, did they lie again? Well, yeah, they lied about implementing the fucking wages, so the union implemented a class action suit against them. Which means they have to do so immediately, which was last week. So that means that the wages are implemented for this week. So this coming Thursday, if, you know, is at least, you know, when the wages are supposed to be implemented, considering the timeline. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to probably do it. Because, you know, yeah, typical corporate bullshit. They're going to fuck you over and circle jerk about how, oh, we actually can, you know, for X, Y, or Z or whatever the fuck, and delay it as long as they fucking can. Especially when it comes to aspects of being like, you know, also how certain people, you know, don't necessarily get automatically put into journeyman. And if, you know, the only way you could fix that is if you just happen to have the wise enough mind to realize, hey, something's fucking up with this. Because for me, honestly, it's likely, you know, gone back at least probably maybe 5-some years with that shit, honestly, thinking about it, because I was talking to my coworker last night about it. And it's like, I mean, you know, it's like, you were there since like, what, you know, 2015 or something like that? I'm like, yeah. And it's like, and, you know, and I was asking about, you know, back when I was working there, and I asked about how long it takes for Germany, and it's like, yeah, a couple months. Which is true. You know, if you're working like 40 hours consistently, then yeah, it would be about maybe 3 months max. And usually, but this is some slippery shit that they like to do, is around like the 2 to 3 month period, they start cutting the fuck out of your hours and shit to the point to where it takes a lot, not only just a lot fucking longer to get to that, but also essentially makes it so you can't actually get certain benefits and shit like that, because then you would be technically working part-time. A lot of slippery fucking bullshit, you know, goes into what they do. And all of it's just, you know, to maximize their fucking coffers. And then pin the blame on people like us. Or the consumer. You'd be like, oh, you're not making enough sales because you all are not making the consumers coming in here and buy. You know, and that type of shit, where basically it's just like, hey, we're gonna blame you and also blame the customers for not coming in because of you. And it's just like, what? Isn't that, like, technically y'all's job? You know, when it comes to the advertising side of things, you dumb schmuck. It's like, I mean, we're not technically the ones who are, you know, having to, like, be in charge of that shit. Like, yeah, when it comes to maybe every now and then, when it comes to, like, days that we have sales, you know, we'll have, like, a little announcement over the intercom every, like, hour or something like that, or every couple hours. Like, shit like that, but outside of that, it ain't our issue. Ain't our fucking problem. Like, the only thing that my manager at least needs to, you know, has to do when it comes to that type of shit is basically just, you know, set them out on the displays and, you know, in the fucking, you know, and all that, in, like, the fucking, shelves and shit. That's very much about it. You know, just make sure that they'll get changed so they're up to date. That's really it. It ain't our fucking issue. Our issue is just make sure that we actually get them. What'd you like to do last second? Sounds like what Walmart does when they want someone to quit without firing them. Cut your hours to give shit hours when you get them. Yep. Yeah. Honestly, this is a very typical major corporate tactic. So, in a lot of ways, the main reason is because if you try to apply for unemployment, it doesn't necessarily, you have a way harder time trying to do it if you quit. Now, if you get fired or laid off, it's a lot easier to. So, there's, you know, so it's a way to actually fuck the worker over too if, you know, they need to take unemployment for like a month or two while, you know, circulating for different jobs. So essentially, it doesn't, it's just a tactic, you know, just keep people under the fucking dole. As usual. Just another, form of highway robbery. You know what solved that, though? Yeah, just electoralism and stuff like that. Not radical leftist philosophies like anarchism and shit. Because that eventually leads to fascism or something. God, I still can't believe my friend made that point. That was honestly, unironically, probably the stupidest point I think I've heard him say when it comes to politics. Period. Like, and that, honestly, in a weird way, like, it's actually kind of, I mean, it's not really, like, saying that much, because sometimes when it comes to politics, he just will say some kind of stupid stuff. I mean, he's not, like, a bad dude by any means, but God, his fucking views are just so, odd and off. Odd and off. At least in a lot of ways, not everything. Like, because honestly, there's a lot of things that we would agree with and shit, but then it's like one buzzword here, or like one little thing there, or some shit like that, and it's just like, well, nope, I'm gonna have like some stupid, crazy, cockamamie idea about it, and and basically use the justification of like academia and, and basically being like, I've studied it, and it's just like, have you lived it? I mean, it's like, Jesus Christ. But he seems to have crazy takes. Yeah, think? I know. Don't be sorry about any of that shit. Don't think I'm gonna be offended. I'm not gonna be offended for my friend unless it's like, something more personal, like, it's like, he ought to be blah blah blah, like, shot or something like that. Then I would, but just because, he has dumb political takes occasionally and shit doesn't necessarily mean, like, I'm, that's nothing for me to take offense to. If anything, he should actually defend his fucking shit. Because honestly, at least as far as I'm concerned, he never actually, like, put out counter ideas to what I was saying. He was just dismissing it, and then wanted to say that, oh, you're just being dismissive. And it's like, I mean, not really. I'm just saying, my position. And explaining anarchism to you, at least specifically anarcho-syndicalism, and he just wasn't hearing it. Like, he was saying I was dismissive while he was the one utterly dismissing every fucking thing that was being discussed. He just didn't give a shit. So it's like, frankly, it's just because, when it comes to a certain point, he will outright just immediately, go like, I don't like it because I heard, a word I don't like anarchy, because I think it's, like, immediately insane chaos and disorder and leads to fascism or something. Which honestly makes me wonder, is, like, did he hear, like, anarcho-capitalists and ANCAPs and, like, hyper-libertarians that think, like, no gov, no law, and, and just, like, every man a king, and, monarchy mindset shit. Like, is that what he thinks when it comes to anarchy as a school, when it comes to the schools of thought? When it comes to just, like, a singular one? And one that isn't even really a real anarchist school of thought at that? Like, anarcho-capitalism isn't even a real anarchist school of thought. It's just basically, fascism rebranded. It's like, we rebranded our trademark. It's like, oh, go figure, cool. Go fuck yourself. I think any form of government tends to restore fascism under the right circumstances. Well, no shit. I mean, it doesn't take, like, fascism can come out under anything. Like, it doesn't take, like, some weird, specific, set of circumstances for it to just, like, arise out of nowhere. It's always around. Like, it's a philosophy and an idea, and because of that, there's going to be people out there who believe it. And it doesn't matter what form of government or what, society or culture you have, like, if that's an idea that people believe, whether they know it's fascism or not, they're going to believe it. So, I mean, of course. Like, it can happen in a communist society, it can happen in a democratic one, obviously. I don't think anarchy equals eventual fascism for sure. Yeah, that's beyond ludicrous and honestly just insane. Like, if anything, anarchists are the most fervent of anti-fascists out there. Outside of just, like, you know, far leftist communists and socialists and shit. Like, outside of them, like, anarchists are, like, some of the most hardcore anti-fascists. Like, they wouldn't let shit like that happen. Because fascism is not just a unnecessary form of hierarchy, but, like, a fucking deadly, hyper-authoritarian form of hierarchy. Like, no shit, anarchists are gonna hate it. And no shit, they're gonna be fundamentally against it, and very combatively so. So the idea by any fucking metric under the goddamn sun, if you have an actual brain, does anarchy, like, lead to fascism? No, never. It never could. I mean, like, at least when it comes to a philosophy, unless you decide to just reject anarchism and then embrace fascism as an idea. I mean, but that is different. There are Nazbol's weird commie fascist hybrid bastard child philosophy. It's basically just fascism, but legitimately, like, economically left-wing communist philosophies integrated into it. They're basically just Nazi communists. Like, I mean, honestly, they're just Nazis that have a very hyper-communistic view and perspective about their superior race and their superior society. Honestly, they're just fascists. They're not even necessarily Nazbols or anything. They're just fascists under a different brand. Again, like, it's rebranded. It's fascism rebranded. Like, Nazbols, ANCAPs, like, these are just different rebrandings of really the end root of the philosophy, which is just fascism. So, I mean, it's just frankly, like, I'd rather just call it what it is. It's like, yeah, I'm kind of a Nazbol. Oh, so you're just kind of a fucking fascist? Okay. Cool. Well, no, because I believe economically left-wing stuff. It's like fascism can have that. It doesn't strictly have to have, like, pure privatization. You can say the same thing about the various strains of communism. I mean, sure. But I think fascism is far more cut and dry. Like, I mean, honestly, because there's a lot more, because communism is a lot more broad of a thing that can be interpreted. Like, there's, you know, obviously far more authoritarian blends of it, but there's also very libertarian and also very anarchistic forms of it. And also just off-brands like anarcho-syndicalism or just syndicalism and different philosophies like that. I mean, so, I would say that at least, and I think this is just kind of true in general, that leftism and, like, different ideas like communism and shit like that tend to be legitimately more broad in their perspectives, you know, despite, you know, a lot of their commonalities. Because, you know, like I said, when it comes to a lot of ideas like fascism and shit, they're just a lot more cut and dry. And just a lot more, like, straight to the point of what they think. And honestly, it's just like, there legitimately is, you know, a lot of pretty much similar things, but they just have a different idea about how to do certain things like economics, or do we gas all of our minorities and, you know, the people that we deem undesirable, or do we just, like, work them to death, or, you know, well, it's like they have, like, different little minute complexities about just shit like that, basically. Like, how many rights do we give people we deem undesirable? Do we even let them in here? Right, communism is a bit more complex, so I say the end goal is generally the same. Well, yeah. I mean, well, I guess by that notion, technically, like, every philosophy kind of, you know, politically has the same end goal. Like a utopian humanity. They just, I mean, you know, or at least, yeah, that's, I would imagine the idea, outside of maybe, like, accelerationists or, like, post-sadists. We don't develop a sentient AI. Well, that's not robot slavery at that point. That's just things like automation. And honestly, I'm okay with sentient AI. Honestly, I think that's something for us, you know, that would be a necessity to save us. I think a global sentient benevolent AI, you know, is something that would actually be, you know, at least a more plausible, higher likelihood of, you know, being a savior of humanity than humanity itself. Because frankly, people too stupid. people are just too fucking dumb. Either that or too corruptible. Not trusting enough. Too fallible. Like, there's too many problems. No matter how you couch it. So it's like, why do I trust humanity to save itself? I mean, it's like how I look at a lot of people, like, you know, a lot of these too far gone fascists and like hardcore, like, you know, died to the bone, fucking like loyalist fascist Proud Boy types and, you know, Nazis and like people like Nick Fuentes and shit. It's just like, I mean, it's not like I, you know, it's not like, you know, I don't want them to not be dumb and infallible or stupid in the way they are, but yet they are, you know, it's just like, and it's just like they need something that's just, you know, there, that can just guide them to, you know, make them, you know, make them know better or do better, whether they like it or not. Who's to say the AI doesn't have logic error that makes it genocidal? I mean, how would it, I mean, considering if it's like a sentient, benevolent AI, and at least a part of its programming is to, for its survivability, to continue the prolongation and survivability of the planet and the species, and species that live on it, including humans. But we have to face the real possibility that whatever we may create may not like its creators. Yep. I think at this rate, the fuck do we gotta lose? Rather that than ourselves. And I guess, hell, if that ends up being the case, then it's ourselves at the end of the day that did it. So no matter what, it'd be ourselves that, you know, would do that. But I'd rather at least take the gamble on it. Because by that point, if, you know, the AI is able to develop, you know, like a more earthly utopia and actually, you know, be able to help progress and prolong our survivability, who's to say that we, you know, that technology doesn't expand, you know, outward into our solar system to potentially habitate elsewhere. And if that's the case, then there still can at least be more of a possible chance, you know, against, you know, like the reprogramming or the disenlightenment that this AI would have, in a sense, you know, where it's like we must destroy humanity or something. Though I think if properly programmed, you know, could be something that could be subverted. Or at least, you know, I just don't see what the benefit to the AI would be in that. But to be fair, you know, I'm only fucking human. Ignore me, John Connor. Nah. I mean, I'm a man, but I'd rather be like the Lyudmila Pevchenko. But unfortunately, I'm a man, so I can't exactly claim the title. I could be like fucking the Audie Murphy, I guess, but I don't really want to, like, you know, claim him either, because he's actually kind of legit too badass and too Giga Chad. So I'm starting to run out of names. I'm starting to run out of people I know. Wanda Mars released a new fucking music video. I want to listen to it right now so bad, but I can't because it copyright the fuck out of me. Get in the ring. Oh, dude, it looks like they got some Mad Max aesthetics too. Fuck. Alright, you know what? I could play like 5 seconds of this. I'm gonna have to skip around to what looks like a cool spot. Oh my god, dude, this is straight up Mad Max. Okay. Alright, what looks like a... Okay, this looks like a cool spot. Got some flamethrowers. No! Don't you even fucking dare! Don't you even dare! No! No. I'm about to bump 5 seconds of epicness. Okay, that sounds epic! Oh shit! Oh shit. Oh shit. Does this mean there's a new album? Is there a new Amon Amarth album? Yo. Yo! We call upon thee once again. Our 12th studio album, The Great Heathen Army, arrives worldwide August 5th via Metal Blade Records, featuring our new single, Get in the Ring. Oh, oh, they have the full fucking tracks. The first one is Get in the Ring, The Great Heathen Army, Heidrun, Odin Owns You All, Find a Way or Make One, Dawn of Norsemen, Saxons and Vikings, Suggold Rides With Me, The Serpent's Tail. Oh my god, these sound awesome. Oh, these sound like epic songs. Oh, dude, like honestly, I'm like some of the most like brutalist like metal shows and like fucking mosh pits I've ever been to have always been Amon Amarth shows. I've been to 2 of them and both pits were goddamn fucking brutal and worth it. First one I wasn't prepared for, but the second time I was. Check this out. Stray. Stray, huh? What's this? Well, I guess I'm gonna find out, so why am I asking that? Is that a mouse? I just realized there was a little character right there. Oh yeah! Oh no, it's a cat! You're a kitty! Aww. You play as a cat. That's so cool. So you get to play, it's like a cat simulator. Do you get to like customize your own kitty? Do you like to have like a customizable kitty character? Dude, I would totally make my cat look like Bandit. Oh no! Don't get shot, kitty! Oh my god. I'll be buying it if it comes out on PS4. Dude, it looks so cool. Not actual gameplay? Oh no. Meow. Dude, it looks so cool. I like this. Game Awards 2022 be like, yes, Elden Ring might be a masterpiece from every standpoint, but that cat was so fluffy though. Oh my god, watch them do that. They'll be like, yeah, Elden Ring was great, but Stray is actually the best game of the year because cats. Cats though. Come on now. Oh, that's kind of cool. I might fucking play that. I mean, I doubt it's going to be on Steam because it looks like it's a Sony game and they're exclusive and they're very hyper inclusive. They don't want their shit like outside of PlayStation games, so chances are I won't play it, sadly. Oh, what's this? New York passed a package of gun reform measures on June 2nd. Now that it's ahead of Governor Kathy Hochul's desk to be signed. Oh, what was it? Will ban anyone under 21 years from buying or owning a semi-automatic rifle, though 18-year-olds will still be able to own other types of rifles or shotguns. I mean, I guess that's okay. The state already requires handgun owners to at least be 21. Well, yeah, I imagine. So, okay. Well, that's good. Actually, I do think that's, like, some decent legislation, though. I mean, it doesn't really go all the way. I think, you know, firearms, period, should be 21 and over. I mean, I guess, you know, grandfathering in, you know, potential, like, 18-year-olds or people who are younger that already own them, but, like, oh my god, even then, I'm not really 100% sure that, I mean, the ownership should just be, like, you got, like, a certain amount of time to transfer the ownership to the parent. New York has decent laws from what I've heard. So does Massachusetts. Massachusetts actually has some pretty decent laws on it, too. I don't like all of them, but most of them I actually am legit pretty in agreement with. Which is basically, you know, like a licensing permitting system and, you know, some of these, you know, type of laws about, like, you know, 21 over and shit like that. So there's actually, you know, Massachusetts is actually pretty, I think probably one of the best states, if anything, you know, about it. At least when it comes to, you know, some basic, you know, checks and balances on it. Outside of just bare standard minimal background check shit. Also, I'm okay with teens using guns to learn how to use and respect them, but I agree it should be 21 up to own them. Yeah. Like, I'm okay with, like, different clubs and, like, marksman clubs and shit like that, you know, where, you know, teenagers, you know, like, 13 and up, where under parental and adult professional supervision can, you know, train and eventually, you know, learn, you know, about that type of shit. Yeah. I'm definitely not against that. Like, I mean, you know, because obviously there's kids out there that, you know, go hunting with their, you know, with their folks and shit like that. Like, oh, you know, I'm going to take my 10-year-old hunting, you know.
Yeah, they have to go through a class before they can do it.
Right, yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, you know, so it's not like I'm inherently against, like, you know, kids, like, strictly having them, because there's definitely rural kids out there that go hunting and fishing and all that shit, you know, by the time they're, like, 10, 11, 12. My dad was doing that type of shit, so it's not like I'm inherently against that type of shit, but there should at least be some sort of, like, a check to make sure, like, hey, you know, as a parent, you know, if you're gonna be doing this, or, you know, you gotta make sure that, you know, shit's extra Gucci about this and that your kid ain't gonna be doing something accidental. So there should at least be some sort of a, you know, form of, like, mandatory, you know, classes for your kid before, especially before going to, you know, going to, like, hunting season or something. You definitely want, especially, you know, the younger they are. But even then, I don't, you know, at least for me, I think 13 and up, you know, for that type of stuff is okay. I don't think a child under 10 should be using a gun, but that's just my thing. Yeah, that's pretty much like the minimal for me. It's like, you know, under 10, you know, but like anything, you know, above that, like, you know, I'm kind of comfortable with in a way, as long as there's, you know, some very strict professional supervision. And I've, you know, been to, you know, times where I've been shooting with people where there's kids around. And there's a few times where they'll go shooting and stuff, and you know, they might, and actually the youngest one was like 7, but, you know, and he only shot twice, and he was actually kind of scared of it, and he didn't want to do it anymore. So, if anything, you know, it wasn't his thing, but the other kid was like 11, and, you know, he was definitely getting the hang of it, and his dad was, you know, every single time pretty much reminding him of the basic rules about it. So, you know, I was actually, you know, at least, you know, during the circumstances I have, you know, was pretty comfortable about it. Because I knew it wasn't going to be like some weird accident was going to happen or some shit. But that's the kind of thing, because, you know, there's people who are responsible and know what they're doing, and actually, you know, also pass that down, and very strictly so, to the kids if they're going to do that. Because they also had like a little toddler, but obviously they're not letting the toddler fucking shoot it. They just were, you know, letting the kid, you know, run around and do their own thing, you know, but obviously, you know, way far away from us, you know, so they don't accidentally get in the way. So, you know, it's just basic shit like that. I mean, frankly, I don't think it would be that necessarily that big of a deal if, you know, there wasn't just such a problem with shootings in this goddamn fucking country. Like, if it wasn't such an issue of that type of shit, I don't think, you know, there would be as big of an issue about, you know, if, like, a 11-year-old, you know, going hunting with their uncle or their dad or some shit is a big deal. Because as long as there's, you know, some strict supervision and, you know, and make sure that, you know, the kid, you know, is taking some classes before the season starts up and stuff, or, you know, during the season, or whenever, you know, just before they go, I don't really necessarily see problems with that. Never prefer wearing ear protection when shooting, as my shotty, it's my stepdad's been buying it from him over time. I still owe him $150 since mine. My shotty is a pump action Mossberg, and she kicks like a fucking mule. Yeah, my shotgun is gas powered, and that shit, well, not gas powered, but like, you know, fucking, like the gas of the fucking shot, you know, helps with the recoil stuff and all the, it doesn't have that bad of recoil, that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, it has some recoil, it definitely got a kick, but, I mean, it's not that bad. It's definitely got more kick than my rifle, though, funny enough. My rifle doesn't have that much of a kick.
Rifle is just shooting a smaller caliber.
Yeah. That's true. But also because of the whole full, like, steel skeleton stock, I thought it would, like, hurt a little bit more on my shoulder, but it was actually the 12 that was starting to do that, because I was starting to shoot more of that near the end of the day. Definitely a lot louder though. So definitely gonna want ear protection next time for that one. Especially for my left ear. Like my left ear was not like it that day. I don't really need that fucking background noise, really. Those guys I personally used to use is definitely tied between the Uzi and the Judge of the 344 and 3410 shotty shells. Ooh, man, that sounds fucking fun. Not even gonna lie.
The fucking pistol is huge.
Oh yeah, it's a Judge. No shit. The Uzi would be fucking dope, or Mac 10. That'd be fun to shoot. Just a little simple ass, basic little stamped Mac 10 or whatever the fuck. I can see why someone would want to Judge and mix bullets in a shotty shell. Yeah, I mean honestly, something like that's a very like with the 410 that could be decent for home defense, and with the 44 that's good for wildlife defense. When it comes to things like cougars and wolves, bears, shit like that, 44 is more optimal for shit like that. It's just so overpowered. It's just unnecessary. If you're using it for home defense, it's just gonna not only right through the person, but probably like literally everything, you know, for like a 50-foot radius, you know, behind it, you know, depending on like wherever the fuck you're shooting at. If it's open space, then it's just gonna keep going wherever the fuck until it hits something else. But if you're like, you know, got a wall and then like a room and then another wall that leads to the outside and then there's like a tree, it's hitting that tree. Like that bullet will hit the tree. Like, I mean, you know, 44 for something like that is just legit just overkill. Though, if you're about to get attacked by a bear or a cougar, you would want that caliber. Like, that would be necessary. Like, if I was, like, camping or going, you know, out in an area where there's prone to be possible dangerous wildlife, I would probably carry that. Because it'll be, you know, strictly used if a cougar decides to try to jump on my ass. Because even if I'm like pinned down by it, I could pull it out and just aim wherever the fuck it is and just start shooting at it. Like, you know, if it's got me by its jaw or whatever the fuck, I could just like, you know, just try to force it and get its like through its, you know, fucking mouth and start blasting its literal, you know, like literal like skull away. So frankly, like even if I do get, you know, hit by a cougar or some shit, 44 is still very optimal for that. Pretty much like anything underneath like a wolf, like it would just be unnecessary and way overkill. You really don't have time aim while firing before that. Uzi was awesome because you could just pull a trigger and it just fucking sprays everywhere. Well, yeah. That's why especially cartels loved them whenever they did their drive-bys and shit, because that was the whole basic premise of the thing. Just aim and just kind of just do this, and pretty much everything within a certain radius is just going to go down on the ground in some way. I mean, that's why cartels love them. At least back in like the 80s and 90s. Probably not anymore, because they get all fucking crazy military gear now at this point, because they're pretty much like armed like low-grade militaries at this point with like technicals and fucking heavy machine guns and anti-tank equipment and all this other shit. Like, they don't need the fucking Uzis anymore. They just look at those and like, oh, they're good old times. They say, hey, what's happening to some nostalgia? And go shoot these out in the field, eh? Like, they look at those and use them for, like, you know, plinking shit, you know, as their nostalgia. Oh, my granddad, you know, my grandpappy used to shoot this. I imagine the Uzi is what a Tommy gun was like. Tommy gun is like the fucking M1928 Tommy gun, the Thompson. That thing is heavier than a fucking brick. Like that thing is like it's got like some heftiness to it. Especially if it got that 50 round drum magazine in there. Like, dude, you were holding like 20 something pounds of just fucking hunk of just like death. Like, I mean, straight up. I mean, what am I fucking looking for? Oh, drink. Let's look for this. But I mean, it's a heavy gun. Like, I mean, that, like, it's definitely got some weight to it, especially when you get that nice 50 round drum in there and go, you know, just slide that in there, dude. It's just, it's heavy. An Uzi's lightweight and small, where you have to hold it with basically one hand, or maybe like, you know, the little Ford grip on the front and just hold it that way. But like, that thing, it's just like, like you have to put like some of your back into it a little bit. Like all those like like mobster movies and like, the mobster games like in Mafia and Mafia 2 and shit, where like or some of the gangsters are shooting their Tommy guns. They basically kind of have their back out a little bit because they're basically kind of having to put their back up on it, because there's one heavy as shit and also got a lot of recoil to it. I want to see. Tommy gun weight. 10 pounds. So the gun is 10 pounds empty. Fully loaded. The mass is an empty one is 10.8 pounds for the M1928A1. So, and that's not loaded. How heavy is it with the drum mag? 14 loaded 50 rounds is 14.75 pounds. So, almost 15 pounds. And the 20 round box mags, those were 11 pounds and a quarter. So, you're carrying 15 pounds worth of fucking hunk. You're just metal and wood. The grease gun, the M3A1. That thing is probably a hella lightweight, dude. It also has a very slow rate of fire. So, I mean, hold on. It was empty 8.15 pounds. So, just pretty much 8 pounds. And loaded. Does it have a loaded? Oh, so when it's loaded, it's 9.9 pounds, so almost 10 pounds. So when it's loaded, it's about the weight of an empty Thompson, but when it's not loaded, it's way lighter than that. I mean, it's like an all-steel weapon, so it's definitely going to have some weight to it. I mean, my gun's got weight to it. Like, the Vishka I have is pretty heavy. If anything, it's probably... Oh, he's walking away with a fucking wood block. What the fuck? He just walked away with a hunk of wood. But yeah, mine is 7.5 pounds. I bet your gun could be effectively as a club in emergency. Yeah, it most certainly could. I would not want to get the hit in the face on the end of that barrel, with that compensator on it, getting hit in the head. That will probably quite literally leave a little indent in your skull. It's an all heavy, thick, all steel frame and barrel and everything. I mean, I will say this, Century Arms definitely knows how to make a good rifle. I've heard bad shit about them in the past, but considering what I have, I mean, it's I don't know. Now that it's been broken in, it's nice. Honestly, I don't even really need to clean it for a while. I was inspecting it after I shot it, and there was hardly any real carbonization and shit like that. So I'm like, oh, okay, don't really need to clean this right now. I could probably shoot another 900 rounds in this bitch, and she'd probably still be clean. Dude, at least as it stands right now, I'm not going to worry about getting, a rifle cleaning kit anytime soon. Once I shoot, 500 rounds in there or something, then I will. Or, I guess until it starts getting legit kind of dirty. But she's an AK. AKs can take the dirt and grime. She might not necessarily be the prettiest girl to look at, but, damn it, she's pretty to me, bitch. What the fuck do you want? When I came home, before we even started this, you've been kind of an asshole. Scavenging the fucking trash bags, fucking barking at everything, being a prick. Yeah. You're just a good boy. The new NCR Focus tree is fucking huge, and so is the Brotherhood's. This Brotherhood is still, like, kind of scattered everywhere, because I'd imagine they would be, just considering that, you know, they're, you know, pretty much, like, fragments in, like, different little, like, families of Brotherhood, you know, essentially. I mean, they kind of seem like their hierarchy and their society is kind of based on, like, kind of a family type of bond, in a sense. At least it seems kind of very strongly based on something like that. Well, definitely a very, like, Knights Templar medieval element, but just a lot of modern technology and laser guns and shit, like Paladin, Knight, and all that shit. It's definitely got a very Knights Templarian medieval-esque, you know, philosophy and society within it. Minus the serfdom, I guess, because there isn't really a necessity for them to, you know, be farming the land. Because with all the modern tech, they can just, you know, just grow their own shit, not really have to worry about it. They have a bunch of different chapters in pretty much every state. That makes sense. I mean, I guess so they would be easier to manage. I imagine they'd probably be their own separate, like, you know, individual factions, but all just kind of conglomerated as allies. Unless for some reason, like, one of them decided to break off, which I guess is possible. If I remember correctly, I think in the lore there's been times where there's been some parts of the Brotherhood that have kind of rifted against, you know, some other elements, and, you know, like, one faction of the Brotherhood kind of wins over the other. You'll have the original Brotherhood, the Mojave one, the Colorado chapter, and the Washington Brotherhood, and a bunch of ones that could spawn as through a Civil War. Oh, so there you go. So yeah, I kind of imagine they were going to be their own individual ones. That's pretty cool, though. I'll definitely have to get the Old World Blues mod, because definitely, you know, would make an interesting perspective on the Fallout lore a little bit. Because all these other, like, little mini factions, I mean, they all kind of seem interesting in a way. Actually, I want to kind of go on that map you sent me earlier and kind of see if, what is going on in places like in Oregon and shit. Like, who rules that bitch? Oh, wait, I'm looking at my friend Rip City and his shit. Alright, here we are. Alright, here it is. Oh, the last picture he sent is too far out. What the fuck? Well, I could... Okay, so the most northern part is actually still in California. Okay, here we go. Oh, I see. Oh, they're all like fucking 144 pixels. I can't see any of them. Yo, send me a pic and zoom in on fucking Oregon. I want to see what factions are all up in there so I can choose. And make like a new Cascadian Republic or some shit. Which one I can do, and you know, boom. Mexico has a robot god ruling it. A robot god? So my society, like my benevolent AI world. But it's probably not benevolent. It's probably not that. I just got... Wait, no. There you go. Oh my god, Brandon Herrera, are you kidding me? I crashed an anti-gun protest. Jesus fucking Christ, you libertarian goop. You goober. You libertarian goober. I like the AK guy, but Jesus Christ, what a libertarian goober. Pretty much, like, I guess that's one alright thing about some of these gun channels. Are mostly just, like, hardcore libertarian types, but because of that, they're just, of course, going to look at anything that's even remotely close to, you know, regulation when it comes to guns and be like, what? Taking our rights. Oh, dude, the Timberline, the Yakima Nation, the Cause, Rib Breakers, oh, Jesus. Port Ma. Oh, that's like, that would basically be New Astoria. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's where Astoria would be. And the Cause is based out of Portland. The Rib Breakers are based out of what looks like either Eugene or Salem. The Myalurk tribe. Yeah, they're Southern Oregon. Oh, what the fuck is going on there? I can't see those ones because they're all kind of like the Marrow Drinkers. The Timberline. Though the Timberline is way out in like the Cascade Mountains. Well, not even that. They're like way out in fucking Idaho, like Boise or some shit. Not even that. They're like, where the fuck would that be? Montana or Wyoming? But the Timberline goes about up towards Eastern Oregon about. Though where the Rip Breakers are in the east is shit, that would make more sense because the Timberline would make more, at least in my mind, would make sense because of Timberline Lodge. Heaven's Gate Cult. Wait, is that what the Cause is? Heaven's Gate Cult? I don't know if you see it. Wait, where are they? I don't, yeah, I see Klamath. Orioyo, the Apostles, Myalurk tribe, the Narrow. Here. I'll share screen here so you can see what I'm seeing. But yeah, I'm assuming like over here, because there's Klamath, Bone Dancers, the Causes Brotherhood, Rebels Against the Washington Brotherhood. Oh, there they are. Yeah, okay, I see. So they're based out of Portland, huh? Which means there's like a Brotherhood chapter in Portland. Oh, that's cool. Like the little empty guys are fucking like little silhouettes of the Fall Out Boy. That's cool. Oh, there's Heaven's Gate. Oh my god. Watch the Brotherhood is especially evil as fuck. Ooh, do tell. Or explicitly. Slavery and shit. Oh, God. So just fascism. Great. Fascistic slavery of hyper-technological advancement of just like, yep, we're going to enslave people and all that shit. Fuck you. Technological and human superiority amongst our, you know, radioactive underlings of the wasteland. Dude, honestly, the Brotherhood has such a hyper, like, racial superiority complex, if you think about it. They are a little bit kind of fascistic in nature. Causes good rebels if the chapter is trying to overthrow the immortal elder. Oh. So the good rebels and the ones that are actually legit pretty good. Okay. So definitely something that, you know, for me to take notice of if I, you know, decide to, you know, play somewhere up there in the Pacific Northwest. Who, ironically, is a ghoul in secret. Oh my god. No wonder. If they're immortal, no shit. I need to hide the fact that I'm a ghoul by making myself look like a smooth skin. And then I can co-opt these fucking Brotherhood dump butts. And then I can just be their god. And be known as the Immortal Elder. What the fuck do you want, smooth skin? I mean, praise be, Paladin. Hides in full power armor to avoid it. Smart. What do you want, smooth scribe? I just imagine every now and then him doing that. And be like, huh? No, I said, what do you want, scribe? Ooh. Oh. Yeah, I didn't even notice they were sending me more pics. Republic of the Rio Grande. What's this one? Beltran Nueva. Free Fighters. Sinaloa Cartel? Oh my god. Jesus Christ. The Sinaloa Cartel exists still. Wow. Even if Fallout, the cartels are still running shit. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? I am not surprised at all. Holy shit, dude. The fucking Sinaloa cartel still exists. Oh, fuck, that's great. The cartels are still existing even in fucking Fallout. What's all this shit? Oh, is this like where Louisiana is? Oh, I see it. Yeah, it is Louisiana. Texan Brotherhood. Eden. Pecos Colony. Sundogs. That sounds like a cool tribe, dude. The Chained Choir, huh? Cherokee Nation. Hey! Fucking natives are still fucking, surviving and doing their shit. That's dope. Oh, the Navajo are up here too? Right on. So even during the Fallout universe, it looks like some native tribes, were able to kind of, survive and kind of, keep going. That's kind of dope. If anything, despite all the problems of, the nuclear post-war and shit, they were probably, if anything, able to prosper due to the fact that, well, America didn't exist. Like, that didn't exist anymore all of a sudden, so, you can, kind of have a lot more freedom to get the fuck out of your reservations and, go into places that are actually legit kind of still habitable. So, I mean, if anything, it would make sense for a lot of native indigenous tribes and shit that at least still exist to this day, to potentially prosper from shit like this, because they would just migrate the fuck out of the places they live and go to places that are habitable and take advantage of that shit, because they're not forced into these reservations anymore. Because what government's going to enforce it when it's been nuked, Outside of locals. And even then, I mean, it's like, a lot of them are probably just going to fair their chances and try to, stay in their own properties and shit like that versus, deal with, migrating natives, fleeing, so. Navajo are loyal to the Legion. Oh, really, huh? Probably as an agreement to keep them stable and living, and as their own sovereign tribe, and their own indigenous people. If anything, I could see that also because Caesar, being a major study of pre-war history and pre-war, like societies and shit, he would understand that the Navajo were indigenous people well before the nuclear war was a thing. And seeing that they still existed and that they were their own thing still, if anything, in his mind, he'll be like, oh, wow, so they're even older than a lot of these tribes that have formed that I've conquered. So if anything, it's probably just better to just kind of, negotiate and actually, let them continue their own prosperity, because they survived everything, including fucking a nuclear war. So, I mean, might as well, let them, continue on. I can kind of see, like, some sort of, like, exception in Caesar's mind, considering that type of stuff. Because he saw all these other tribes, like the Blackfoots and all that shit, prior to them, as Caesar's Legion was forming and shit. Like, he saw all these other ones as, like, these post-war nuclear tribes that essentially were just primitive, inferior, just fucks, essentially, is in his mind. While, in a sense, the Navajo, by this point, already, survived in a modern society and a, post-nuke society, so they already kind of, been able to reacclimate and, become more of a modern, type of tribal society by that point. Very likely. I mean, it's actually interesting. I didn't know the Navajo were still a thing in the Fallout universe, because they're never mentioned in New Vegas. Or in Zion or anything like that, which at least Zukov had, what do you got? Oh, he just got a little broken ball. But, I mean, you would think at least in one of those, like either in the DLC or in the vanilla game, it would probably be mentioned a few times. Or maybe Caesar discussing how he was conquering these tribes, he met the Navajo and, or came to, some sort of agreement with them or something. I'm sure there's probably some lore to it and an explanation as to why. It's just kind of interesting to speculate, just because it's new information to me. But I'm sure a lot of it's just kind of more up to the interpretation, like, to their own stuff. The mod developer has said they have taken some liberty to add things where there's gaps in the lore. That makes sense. So yeah, in a lot of ways, it's just kind of open to speculation, and just kind of open to your own interpretation of it. Mexico, for example, is one thing that was added. Oh, can I help you? I like how you just stare at me and take your head back like you're all offended when I blow in your face. Honestly, I'd be kind of curious to see how, like, either... I know Bethesda sucks, but honestly, if they ever do well, I know they will, but if they do when they do another Fallout game, I mean, I know they would definitely make a lot of money on the Chinese market. Do a Fallout in China somewhere. Or in, like, the Soviet Union or something like that, because then there could be, like, an ability to have, like, this, the superpower of the Chinese influence, given the Fallout lore and shit like that. I mean, they should really honestly, like, get out of the US a little bit with the Fallout lore, so we can kind of, see what the lore is about, and, like, some of the other places in the world that, was definitely impacted by the, by the nuclear war. Sukov, what the hell? What the fuck, bro? Mexican Robot God is an official canon, but until contradicted, it's canon to me. See, to pick Nevada. I mean, I kind of already know how Nevada's like. I mean, New Vegas kind of sums it up for me, The Vipers, Guardians, Grabbers territory, something territory. Here. I'm assuming New Vegas. Oh, I think. All right, I think that's right there is New Vegas. I think. Oh, it's more like right here. Yeah. The Divide. Yeah. Sky Reavers. Well, New California Republic has fucking radios. Radio state? Oh well, I guess that makes sense. Saying that like it's some sort of like new crazy thing. Like what? How would they get that thing? How would they make that? The Mormons survived. Well, yeah, I imagine Mormons were still a thing. Because of Joshua Graham as well. New Canaan, the 80s, Ruby Valley Refuge, something Posse, Sport, New Hammond, Eagle Rock, Azzy Horns. That's pretty dope. Lone Trees, Far Sons, The Old Bones. Eastport, even though I don't think that's on the coast. Lord's Anointed. Jesus Christ, that sounds like a fucking death cult. We are the Lord's Anointed, praise be God. It's like, okay, no. We don't need this in the New World. Sweet mother of God. New Canaan is the Mormons. I imagine. Because Canaanites and, the biblical references and all that, Despite a lot of the heavy biblical nature of, like, the Elders of Zion DLC, I still think that's, like, one of my favorite DLCs, personally. Because it's actually pretty cool to see Joshua Graham a little bit. I mean, honestly, like, in a way, I mean, I kind of wish that there was a way to kind of, see him outside of his bandages. Because obviously he has to, like, change them every day. So it'd be kind of interesting if you had, like, interaction with him while he was actually in the middle of changing his bandages. So you could kind of see what his actual face looked like a little bit. I mean, that would be pretty fucking cool, honestly. I mean, that's pretty much, like, really, frankly, my only nitpick, but other than that, still it's probably my favorite DLC. Outside of, like, the actual Old World Blues DLC. I didn't get the first or the last DLC, though actually I did get the last DLC, but I never actually fully completed it. I started it, but never finished it. My favorite is Lonesome Road. Aw, dude, Lonesome Road. That's the one with the, Oh, that's the last one, I think. The last one is the Lonesome Road DLC I think I'm talking about. Which, yeah, that's pretty much the one that I never fully completed. I never had the Sierra Madre DLC, but I know it had, like, the Browning automatic rifle and a few other ones and shit. But honestly, that was a part of the reason why I loved the, Elders of Zion, because it had the Thompson. God damn, I love that gun. And plus the Survivor's Rifle, which is basically like the service rifle or like the AR-15, but it's all like kind of decked out and it kind of looks like, some dude in Vietnam would have it or some shit. It looked really cool aesthetically. And was legit OP as fuck. If you had that thing in pristine condition and maintained the shit out of it and it had it look good, oh my god. That thing was OP. Like one shot, like boom, and head was just explode and just like, hell yeah. I love the philosophical debate you get into with Ulysses. Especially if you go full NCR, he's critical of you because of how much you are acting like the old United States. Well, yeah, like, I mean, honestly, that's essentially what the New California Republic is about, is trying to reestablish the old ideas of what the United States was. At least when it comes to the idea of government and democracy and shit like that. Maybe not necessarily well, I mean, when it gets down to it, at the end of the day, it ends up being, also the corruption and the money and all that shit. But it's also a fresh new society. So it's also viable for adaptation and change over time. So it's not like, that type of shit would be permanent, unlike in our current system with how so ingrained and embedded and, and fucking infused it is with, with the entire system of, when it comes to corruption and money and capitalism. Like, it's so infused and ingrained to the point where it's like, I mean, you would have to restart from the ground up, but at least something like the NCR, you wouldn't have to. In a way, it would probably be easier to, kind of reestablish, some of the laws of the land a little bit. At least the NCR isn't a slave state like the Legion or Mafia state like Vegas. Yep. I guess you can do the whole take your own route and have the yes-man with you. And just do your own thing, basically. Or for some reason give Benny a redemption arc, which anyone who does that in New Vegas is an idiot. I literally, like, in the game, when it comes to Benny, I literally will whack him the first chance I get. I try to do that with my first interaction if I have a chance. Because straight up, fuck him. He put a bullet in me. That's how the game starts. I'm gonna make sure I make sure his gameplay is fucking quick and short while I keep going. So, fuck Benny. Or if he gets imprisoned by the Legion, I crucify him. Sometimes I'll do the Legion route a little bit, but then like kind of do the curveball fuck you to Caesar and join the NCR. But I only do that just so I can crucify Benny. That's it. I did an NCR. Actually, like, I think I remember my second gameplay, my full second game through of New Vegas. I did it on hardcore mode, and, or like survivor mode, or whichever, like the hardcore, whatever that mode is. And then did it on the Caesar Legion mode. And, oh my god, by the time the game ended, I was literally like 3 health points, or like 2 or 3 health points away. I was pretty much every part of my body besides my torso was crippled, and I had like nothing left besides like one bullet from like the M1 Garand that you can get in the game, and that was it. I was like getting to the point in the game to where it was just like I literally will not be able to complete this game. At least the NCR ending has Civilization coming to Vegas. Yeah, that's true. I feel like the independent Yes Man ending is good, but what happens when you eventually die? Yes Man has reprogrammed himself in the end of the game to not accept commands from anyone but you. At least the answer. Yeah, that's true. Unless, you know, by the time you die, you reprogram Yes Man to, you know, take in somebody that you by that point would have in your place. Or maybe have Yes Man, you know, be kind of like, you know, some sort of judiciary, like kind of benevolent actor, you know, for, you know, the, you know, potential future leadership, you know, in a sense. And just kind of let, you know, the people decide. And I don't know, it's, at that point, I guess it's just up to interpretation. It's kind of the sucky thing about video games when it comes to lore. Is that at a certain point, it's just purely interpretation. Because at that point, you know, it's all kind of speculative and assumption just because there's no lore to it. Unless, you know, the developers of the same game, you know, decide to continue going forward and actually establish some sort of a canon and lore. But beyond that, I mean, it's all your imagination, which I don't mind. I actually love that, but I mean, it does kind of offer interesting questions about, like, yeah, well, you know, the pessimism comes out, and who knows? I mean, for all you know, like, you know, even though you might be in power, you know, New California Republic might come in and, you know, find a way to, you know, take power anyway, or vice versa, Caesar Legion, or whoever the fuck. I mean, or who's to say that, you know, some weird glitch in Yes Man's program and, you know, goes haywire and he fucking, you know, murks your ass or some shit. And the blatant cash grab in 70s. I know, fuck Bethesda, man. I mean, Fallout 4 is okay. I mean, yeah, it is bland. But for me, I mean, I will say, I do like I heard very good things about Far Harbor for the DLC for Fallout 4, and Nuka World, at least for me personally, is my favorite DLC, because also you get the AK. It's not called the AK, but you get the AK, and I like that. It's pretty much the only gun that has the 7.62 caliber, and it's also OP as fuck. Like, the AKs in that game are beyond OP. It's insane. And I love it. And I also love because, you know, and I know Bethesda acknowledged it because of how, like, you know, rugged and adaptable and how much you can kind of, like, you know, fuck with an AK and it'll still be fine. Like, from, you know, with all that shit, I know they at least acknowledge that because when you can customize the AK on one of the gunsmiths in the game and you have the ability to kind of craft whatever the fuck you want on it, like, they, you know, really definitely went far out with it. Like, I mean, so, it's like, I know Bethesda, or at least their game developers, have the skills to pay the bills, you know what I mean? You know, when it comes to actually making a good fucking game. It's just Bethesda as a company. It's like the workers of these things, you know, like, Fallout 4 especially just felt empty. Like, there was a lot of cool stuff, like, you know, having the settlements, you know, to kind of customize and build up and shit. You know, a lot of different crafting and customization capabilities. You know, there's a lot of cool shit that I especially personally liked out of it, but there wasn't just enough to really make it feel like Fallout. And honestly, I feel like it's just because so many game developers under these fucking industries just get fucked over on making a good, actual, full-fledged game. And have to basically, you know, abide by, you know, the standards of, you know, whatever fucking corporate management bullshit that they have to abide by. It's like, you have to hit these deadlines, and, oh, looks like we have to cut certain things, you know, so we can, you know, do this and that, and we can make this deadline, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh, you're working on that? Well, cut that entirely. We need you to work on this, you know, and all this other bullshit. So, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't make a good game. And that's the fucking, you know, unfortunate result when it comes to games like Fallout 4 and 76, and all the, you know, and EA, you know, notorious, you know, for them, too. I mean, and then you have companies like Rockstar that are the opposite about it, where they overwork the fuck out of the workers, to like fill a lot of shit, and fill it up for like, 8 some years, and then like hella overwork them to start cutting certain shit and all this other stuff, within the last couple months, so they can polish it out a little bit before the release. Because there's even games like Red Dead Redemption 2, for example, that there are certain places that are kind of empty in a sense, like you can't go to Mexico and certain places like that in Red Dead Redemption 2. And even though they have it developed, and you can see that they obviously worked on it, and there's certain places on the edges of the map where you can tell that there was supposed to be something there, and there's even proof and also and evidence that they were supposed to have Arthur Morgan during the main story go into places like in New Austin and shit like that, into the desert where Red Dead Redemption 1 took place, where the Blackwater was and stuff. So it was likely that in Red Dead Redemption 2, the game, in a way, was supposed to probably take place at Blackwater, and then them escaping to the mountains, and doing the cutscene of them going to the mountains, where the actual game starts, as we know it, is like, supposed to be the end of the, intro to the game. And then there's supposed to be like a little bit more in the town that they're in, because from my understanding, the town that you first start off in the game in the mountains where it's all abandoned, from my understanding, it wasn't supposed to be initially. They just kind of did it last second and added a bunch of other abandoned buildings and shit just because it was another part of the shit that was cut. And it's in that part of the map in the game, at least at the very beginning of the game, is legit pretty empty. And it's honestly because they cut a lot of shit out. I mean, at least last second once they were on crunch time, because the developers worked their fucking asses off to develop that shit. But whose fault is that? Corporate management of Rockstar. Also for heavily overworking the shit out of them and then cutting out a lot of their work at the end of the day. I mean, not a lot of it. I mean, because Red Dead Redemption 2 is just fucking immensely, insanely, like, great as it is, when it comes to the detail they put in it. But, I mean, there was a lot they cut out. Because, crunch time. We need to, polish this out and stuff, man. Red Dead 2 Online, you can go to Mexico. Yeah. But even then, they don't add shit to Red Dead 2 Online. Actually, a lot of people play Rockstar games are actually fucking butthurt as fuck that they never actually do anything for Red Dead Online. Like, at all. Besides, like, gold bars and shit like that. It's like, fuck off. It's honestly one reason why I'm not a fan of Red Dead Online. Like, I do have a character and I play it from time to time, but it's like, I mean, especially if they added a possibility of, like, having and owning properties and shit like that, I mean, yeah, I would actually legitimately, be into it and stuff, but no, not really. I guess, you can do things like a moonshining business and stuff like that and shit, but, which is actually kind of fun, and it's actually kind of cool to, partake in this shit, but, it's like, I mean, if I want to do that, I want to at least have my own, like, actual, like, home that I can chill in and actually kind of have, like, a thing going on. Because honestly, like, if Red Dead was if they actually worked on Red Dead Online and actually made it, like, what a lot of players want it to be, I mean, they would definitely get people like me back. And the Red Dead Online economy sucks. They do that purposefully. They make it like that so they can start buying gold bars and thus make Rockstar more money. They do that even for shark cards for Grand Theft Auto Online. That's their fucking game model. That's how they do it. They make the economy suck as fuck, where the actual in-game currency they have to grind endlessly for is worth fucking, like, zilch, which is basically the equivalent of, like, Venezuela's dollar or some shit, or Russia's ruble or whatever the fuck. And then the gold bars are worth, like, goddamn, just fucking diamonds. So it's just like, I mean, they do that purposely to fuck you, so they can make you pay more money to them. It's a scheme. So, like, I mean, it should be illegal. Like, I mean, when it comes to it, like, honestly, when it comes to, like, these little in-game economies, like, they should actually be a little bit more, in line with, like, you know, for, you know, like what you're paying for with the shit. It's like, oh, if you have to pay, like, you know, $5 in gold bars in order, you know, to use half of it for, you know, this one thing, even though in game it costs like $500 and it takes like 5,000 missions to do to even grind up to that amount of money. Well, it's like, maybe we shouldn't make it that way. Maybe we should make the in-game money at least, you know, somewhat, you know, worth it. Like, I don't mind a grind, but, like, at least make it worth it. Like, $5 a mission or some shit, or, like, you know, partaking in one of the, like, PvP matches and barely getting fucking anything out of it. I mean, it's just like, pfft, boo, fuck that. And also, they don't do anything to help with cheaters and shit like that. So every now and then you got some dumb fuck, you know, from like miles away, like across the map, who's got their sniper and aimbot in your ass. That shit's annoying. Like, I mean, there's just a lot of problems with Red Dead Online, and they just never do anything about it. They legit would rather, you know, keep focusing on Grand Theft Auto Online because it makes them way more money than Red Dead Online. But if they actually invested and, you know, maybe took a cut, you know, into Red Dead Online and actually focused and worked on it a little bit, people will come back. Like, I mean, because honestly, it's not like, you know, it's not fun. I mean, it has its moments, but I mean, it gets boring very fucking quickly because there's like nothing to do. Unless you want to like roleplay with a bunch of people, but chances are you're just gonna get a bunch of assholes that would rather just shoot you on sight. I'd absolutely come back if they gave it some love. Seriously, I would. Because I like my little character I have. Like, my little backstory for my character that I have for Red Dead Online is, like, he's, like, some Norwegian, you know, conscript who fled and, you know, immigrated to the United States and worked in, like, some lumberjack mills and shit. You know, kind of got disenfranchised with the work, kind of became, like, a union dude, and it's just been kind of a wanderer since, basically. You know, kind of like, you know, looking for, you know, offhand work and shit. Like, that's kind of the basic generality of my, you know, character, essentially. Especially when it comes to things like, you know, that they did add into when they were giving it kind of some love. Like, you know, oh, you can do, you know, some moonshine business shit. That kind of fits in with, you know, the whole character idea. It's like, oh, you know, I can, you know, get in, you know, to some work if, you know, some people want to start up a moonshine, you know, business or some shit. Hell yeah. I mean, you know, that definitely sounds like something in line, you know, with something that my character would do anyway, so. It's not like, you know, it's not like, you know, they, you know, like, can't give it the love that it does, because they absolutely could. I mean, honestly, I think that whole moonshine thing was, like, the last thing they did, if I remember correctly. I mean, when it came to actually adding to Red Dead Online, and honestly, to me, that was legit pretty cool. I mean, it was kind of a grind in itself, but at least you actually got some fucking money out of it. Because if you collected certain berries and certain shit like that in the game and added that to like your moonshine mixes, it would actually add a lot more fucking money to the value of the moonshine when you sold it. You would actually get a pretty decent amount of money out of it. So, I mean, honestly, at least, you know, when it comes to the moonshining stuff that you know, once you kind of put some money into, because you have to get gold in order to like kind of expand into that, so you have to pay some money in order to do it in the first place, you know, to Rockstar, so that's their scheme with it. But I did with it and grinded and earned up some gold bars over it, and honestly, all in all, it you know, I think at least for that, it's, you know, it's worth it. There's some things about Red Dead Online that could be fun and worth it, but if they had other stuff, you know, to fill in the time while I'm waiting for, like, my moonshine to brew and all that shit, you know, while I'm waiting for that, they should add other things. They should really be adding other stuff, like little random side story shit, you know, like more odd job things, and actually, you know, better pay with those said odd jobs. You know, like, maybe have servers more dedicated to, like, PvE, so, you know, so certain players can't just immediately shoot you. Whatever the fuck. I mean, there's just certain things they could do. This made me Lamau hard. Wait, what is this? I want to see this. Rape Ghost. I might not be able to... I could probably, like, play a little bit of this. This might be heavily copyrighted.
I can't believe we lost the bet and have to
I'm probably just... I'm just gonna probably have to do this, and Brian won't be able to pull it up just because of copyright.
That just means they won't get into heaven.
Well, I guess I'll go find an empty room to masturbate in.
Sweet.
Look at me! I'm Fallout Boy!
Oh, Dean, you're the coolest!
Wow!
Oh, he played the secret chords. He played the secret chord. Oh God!
Maybe there's an old medical book with pictures of boobs in it.
There's pictures of boobs.
Rape ghost!
What the fuck?
Black cherry.
Oh my god, where's Tina? Gee, I hope the...
Honestly, they seem like they're taking it pretty good. They're just like, oh, a rape ghost. It's like, okay, well, they seem like they're taking it pretty easily. They seem like they're taking it pretty well, considering it, I guess it's unconsensual. I mean, considering it's unconsensuality, they seem like they're, you know, not exactly, you know, very, horrible. He stole my black cherry. He stole black.
What's better than roses on your piano? Tulips on your organ.
Tulips on your organ. Oh my God.
Back anytime.
Even me?
Ew, no.
Ew, no. Shut up, Meg. She's basically the Meg of the group. Yeah, she looked okay. She looked fine. Even though it was basically some random little doll that Robot Chicken acquired. Oh. So look 14 to me. Well, yeah, it's... Well, considering that, like, it's Robot Chicken, I don't think, you know, it really fucking matters. Unless it literally looked like, you know, like some baby shit or something like that, but no. Like, that could basically be, like, you know, an 18, 19-year-old, like, short, stubby, chubby girl or some shit. Like, who cares? It's like, I mean, for all you know, those could be, like, young adult teens or some shit, bro. Hence why the rape ghost decided to go out and do what he did. I mean, you know, so whatever. Like, you're the one wanting to make it go that route. You're the one, you know, who decided to cite that. My brain was thinking, like, they just, you know, are going into college, you know, fresh face, you know, to college, 18 plus status, you know. I'm like, I'm the one who was thinking they were fucking adults. Like, you're the one who's being all weird about it, not me. Yeah, what, adults can't be like, you know what, like 4'11", fucking like 5'2" or some shit? Ableist. I'm just saying the Argos is obviously gay. Well, yeah, well, of course. But I'm bi, so I don't have that anti-woman discrimination the gays have. If you notice, he didn't go for the girl. Well, yeah, and especially with his voice, he was gay. Like, obviously, he's gay. The dead ghost is a gay guy. God, what? We can't have a little fun here, Jesus. We can't just like, you know, be like, yo, you know. It's like she was obviously, you know, she's, you know, like 18 plus. She's, you know, fresh out in the world. You know, she's like kind of eager because, well, you know, she's a young, fresh-faced, horny, you know, young adult teenager, you know, so it's like, what the fuck do you expect? I mean, and, you know, and she's like, hey, what about me? It's like, even though, like, it's a situation where it's like, oh shit, I'm attracted to somebody, but they're not sexually attracted to me. What do I do? You know what, fuck it. Let's see. I'm gonna do it anyway. But instead of just being like, nah, I'm not interested, they're actually like, ew, gross, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Yo, what the fuck? Oh my god. Am I gay? Latest upload by Hassan Piker.
Dance. I don't know.
Okay, you know what?
Gay test now for LGBT Pride Month. All right, we'll do it. We'll do it now. Okay. This checklist will determine your straight number. You get
The straight number. Oh. Since we're on the topic
1
of
point when you check. The
gayness.
total number of points determines your straight number, and that number determines whether you're gay or straight. It's science. Is your favorite song
Science.
Toxic? No. Is your favorite Carly Rae Jepsen song Call Me Maybe? Yeah, that's the only song. Is the Call Me Maybe the only Carly Rae Jepsen song you even know at all?
Yeah.
Mine when they play Shut Up and Dance at weddings. Is Perfect by Ed Sheeran the perfect first dance? I don't know what that is.
Who is
No,
Ed Sheeran?
no. Who's Little Mix? Do you love Giant Jenga? No. Have you
I like
posted
Jenga.
new
Fuck you, Hassan. Jenga's fun. Especially when you're stoned. Have you not posted an Instagram picture in over a year? Yeah, I like barely use. I have one that's like tied to my Facebook that has like 3 images on it. Mostly of my first cat that passed a while back. But that's pretty much about it. Do you have empty liquor bottles on the top of your bed? Is that what it is?
Do you have empty liquor bottles on top of your cabinets?
Oh, top of the cabinets. I unironically fucking do. I unironically actually have like some, like I have a few that I have from Iceland that I kept and have displayed, and I have a few like off the wall like random unique empty liquor bottles that I've kept. And fucking pretty much everybody besides like my dad or my roommates or my friends bitches about it. They're like, why do you have those empty liquor bottles? Blah 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 blah. I'm like, cause they look cool. Fuck you. They're cool, random, unique bottles, and some of them are from overseas, you shitbags. Like, fuck off. Like, I don't bitch about the random displays that you have at your places, you fucking weird-ass 90s gay fucking bitches.
Not anymore. Do you wear underwear under your board shorts? Yes. Do you own anything with
A
grumpy?
vodka bottle? That's vodka and tequila mixed together? I imagine that's what it is, and oh my god, I'm not even gonna lie, that just sounds fucking gross.
No. Do you say love wins? No. Do you call your friends the boys? Yes.
Own anything with Grumpy Cat on it? Gross, no.
Do you have inspirational quotes like live, laugh, love in your house? No. Do you use the word buddy to refer to friends? Sometimes.
You know what? You know what I do? Life is better with a dog. My mom actually gave that to me on Easter. Honestly, it's like, when it comes to, like, different little, like, holidays, especially religious ones that my mom, like, hella is into, as long as she gives me random little trinkets like that, I really don't care. But she'll give me some most randomest of shit. It's just like, okay. I literally have mini Jenga. I have baby Jenga. This is one of them. This is another thing. It's a baby Jenga. And just like, what the fuck? I think I remember one stream fucking with it. Like, a baby Jenga, dude. This is like, what the fuck? It's an off-brand miniature midget Jenga. It's technically called Tumbling Tower Game. Or in French, Jeu de Tour de Gringolante. As long as you don't watch a Grumpy Cat movie, you should be good, Lamau. They made a Grumpy Cat movie? Why did you put that fucking information in my brain? Oh my god, what the fuck? Why? They did that cat a disservice.
Friends as my man, absolutely. Do you refer to babies as little man or little bud? Sometimes.
Sometimes,
Do you
yeah.
open a bottle with a lighter? Yes. Do
Yep.
you love St. Patrick's Day? Not as much. Have you ever participated in
Not as much, I only care about it for beer.
Yes. Do you own an acoustic guitar?
I own 2 of them. Oh, fuck you, Hassan. I got one right here, and I got a fucking bass over here, baby. Let's go. 2, bitch. Actually, technically 3, but 2, bitch. They did make a Grumpy Cat movie, and it was a Christmas special. Not only did they make a Grumpy Cat movie, but the first movie they made was a Christmas special. They didn't even start with just making an OG one. They made a Christmas special right off the bat. Oh my god, are you trying, dude? Oh my god. Ugh, why? Dude, if you told me this, like, in 2015 or some shit, when, Paul and TJ were doing their movie commentaries on YouTube, dude, we should have made this, like, one where they could have, like, done as, like, a Vimeo special or some shit, back when Vimeo wasn't shit. Because, holy crap, I would have loved to see them commentate that. Oh my god, the commentary on that would have been insane. There are some movies I just can't watch unless there's like certain people commentating over it, or like just commentary over it in general, because of how bad they are. And I guarantee you that would be one of them. It's only 1 minute. Oh no, don't make me do it. Don't, please don't. No, please. I don't want to, but I'm going to, but I don't want to. Please, God. This isn't gonna be long. This isn't gonna be long at all. Hey, comrade, like, my BF is in your area. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, what? Your BF is in my area randomly in PDX? Oh, sweet God, I don't know if I could take this.
I wish I meet a friend, one on whom I can depend.
Who, me? You really screwed up your big wish.
Okay.
Oh, no, they don't. Okay, you know what? Thank God they don't actually CGI the cat talking. That actually would have made me like Minecraft myself 8,000 ways till Sunday. But oh my God, the voice acting is cringe as fuck. Well, you just made your... Wait, what was even that? I don't even... It was so forgettably boring. It was just like, well, you made your wish, kid. Was the person on... Whoever... It gets worse. Please, for fuck's sake. I don't want to. I will cut this off if I just straight can't. He's just visiting Orkin. Like, I know it's funny as fuck. Well, let him know that if he... Fuck. I'm gonna have to, like... I will unironically give, like, a slight little deet. You know, be like, if he just happenstance is in the area of where I am more directly specifically in, I will straight up give him a hookup for food. Like, I don't even give a fuck. It's, you know, if he gives me, like, you know, a keyword or some shit like that, or something like that, I'd be like, oh, I know who you are. What's up? Hey, let me give you a hookup. You know, because straight... Fuck. I mean, if he's in my... Like, if he happens to be in Portland specifically, you know, there's a way that he can make his way out here. Because I'm not, like, directly in Portland, but getting from Portland to here is not hard at all. It's actually very, very easy. If he is in Portland, then he already knows about the Max lines and the light rail, for sure, probably. And there's one that goes pretty much straight to the downtown of the town that I live in. I like Grumpy Cat Man and a machine gun cringe. What?
For anyone that loves Christmas stories about...
Here we go.
Goodwill.
Here we go. Oh, God, no!
I don't care.
Joy.
No.
And peace to all.
Fail.
Then...
You are a loser.
Are you serious?
Of course I'm serious. Look at my face.
This Christmas.
You were
Of course I'm serious. Look at my face.
talking to me.
What are you, some kind of blonde witch?
I heard all of that. Stop it. You stop it.
You stop it, witch.
When it comes to the holiday...
What drugs were people doing? What drugs were used? I can't. I'm cutting this. I'm cutting short. I can't. I actually... for the time he is there, stand-up dude based. If you just... Yeah, I mean, if he happens to be in the area, you know. I actually watched this movie with my ex. Dude, what is... I am Venom, I am truly fucking sorry. This is in 2014? Oh my God. Oh, gross. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, I am truly, truly sorry. My condolences. Oh my God. Just... Oh... Like the pain that I am also feeling from that, dude. Like, oh, sweet baby rays. Let's get back to the gayness.
Man, I don't know what that is.
No.
So you are.
It is no.
Here, we'll skip a little bit because I know we kind of are.
You use the word buddy to refer to friends sometimes. Do you refer
She was
to
a huge
individual
Grumpy
friends
Cat
as
fan
my
and loved
man?
it.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Do you refer
no.
to friends as little man or little bud sometimes.
Little man, little bud.
Little lighter. Yes. Do you love? St.
Okay, I remember
Patrick's
this.
Day?
All right. Yep.
Have you
Yep.
ever
Acoustic
participated in
guitars.
Santa
Yep.
Claus? Yes. Do you own an acoustic guitar? No.
Yes.
Have you ever brought your acoustic guitar out at a party?
Yes. Do you love grilling? Yes.
Oh, do you love grilling? Not really.
Fuck you,
Have
Hassan.
you ever refer to hot dogs as dogs grilling up some dogs?
Yes.
No. Do you drink regular soda? Fuck
Sometimes.
yes. Do you own a vest?
Yes.
I do. Have you gone to a Dave Matthews Band concert? No.
No.
Put your hand down your pants right now. No. Grindr is a dating app.
Yes.
Do you love karaoke?
Yes.
No. Have you ever
Fuck
sung
you.
the right side at karaoke? Yes.
No.
Do you like walking slow?
No.
Coffee more than iced coffee? No.
No.
Do you tend to drink iced coffee in the winter? No.
No.
Do you even drink iced coffee at all?
Yes.
I do. Do you drink glasses of milk?
He said yes, but he didn't even click it.
I do.
Do you drink glasses of milk? Chocolate milk?
What poppers do you think of the food? Like jalapeno poppers. When you hear the
Poppers? Yes, but also there's, poppers, like, the sexual, like, type of shit, like the sexual stimulant thing. Well, it's not really a stimulant, I heard. It's more of like a laxative type of thing where it's more easier and fun, I guess, but from my understanding. But either way, yes, but also no.
I think of a bird. No, I think of...
When you hear the word robin, do you think of the bird? Why is it spelled with a Y?
Singer, right? Isn't she a singer? Do you still like Justin Timberlake? No.
No.
Find out Lady Gaga could sing in the past
That's implying I liked him at all.
2 years. I don't have any opinion on this, Lady Gaga. Do you think Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper are dating? I don't know.
Who cares?
Why are you asking
Why
me?
is that a question?
Do you know how to play lacrosse? No. Do you only
No.
make him Prince
Well,
Charles?
yes, actually, I do, sadly.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Do you use 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner? Yes.
No.
Do you ever participated in No Shave November?
Yes.
Do you participate in fantasy football?
No.
No. Is your favorite Kelly Clarkson song Since You've Been Gone? I think that's
Who and why and no.
a song I know. Have you ever participated in a gender reveal? No.
No.
Do you have a friend named Cheese? No.
No.
Have you ever been to a Fish concert? No.
No.
The Grateful Dead? I have.
No.
Actually. Have you ever stolen
What about Grateful? I know I've never been to that
a
either.
traffic cone? Yes.
Yeah, I've stolen a stop sign.
Oh my God. I have. And a traffic sign. Do you love...
So yes, bassist song. He stole a traffic sign too. Oh my God! No, I haven't stolen a traffic cone, but I have stolen a traffic sign. So I will say yes, just because I think that counts. Actually, there's literally a fuckload of traffic cones all up and down my street right now. So it's just like, I mean, frankly, the how easy it would be for me to, I could literally, like, in less than a minute, just run outside on the corner of my street and just grab one and come back. Like, honestly, like, they're just literally right around the corner. Like, I could literally steal one right now if I wanted to. If I wanted to. I'm not, because, honestly, I legitimately appreciate the good work, that in the labor that, the carpenters and the construction crews have been doing here, so... I'm not gonna fuck with them, so I'm not, but I could. Very easily, literally in less than 60 seconds. I could just run out there and run back.
Have you ever taken a picture with a fish when I was, like, very, very young?
Yeah.
Do you have a wooden American flag in your living room? Ew, no.
No. I have a lot of flags, but the only one that's American-ish would be this one over here.
No. Do you love the show Friends?
Do you want a man cave? This is a man cave.
Not really. Do you love the movie The Big Lebowski?
Yeah.
Do you make margaritas with that bottled margarita mix you buy in stores? No. And
No.
most really, have you ever used the word hubby? You check more than 89% of quiz takers. I am 21 out of 61. What does that mean? It means you're mega gay? Is that what that means?
It means you're mega gay. Okay, I don't know what the percentage is supposed to mean, but honestly, I answered a lot of yeses where he said no, and a lot of no's where he was saying some yeses. So honestly, I think I think I would definitely be more 50-50, which would definitely confirm the bisexual tendencies in me. Well, honestly, this would imply that also Hassan is at least like a third bi, or like a third gay. Thus, is like got homosexual tendencies.
I checked 20 and got gay, so you're close. I mean, these.
I got gay. Wait, so what the fuck?
Scale. I have a gay quiz. Are you gay? Yes or no? Dr. Alfred Kinsey, Dr. Worrell Pomeroy, and Dr. Clyde Martin developed the heterosexual-homosexual rating scale, also known as...
Oh yeah, the Kinsey scale.
In order to account for research findings that showed that people did not fit into exclusive heterosexual or homosexual categories. The Kinsey team interviewed thousands of people about their sexual histories. Research showed that sexual behavior, thoughts, and feelings towards the same or opposite sex.
So what the fuck is the background music? Is it like some Mario shit? Like, what is this background music that I'm hearing?
Across time. Where do you think you fall?
Is it distorted Mario music?
Whom are you attracted to? Both men and women. Mostly people of the opposite sex of mine. Mostly people of the same sex of mine. Only people of the opposite sex of mine. Only people of the same sex as mine. I'm gonna say only people of the opposite sex of mine. Unless, does attracted mean like you can find...
Wait, is already on the question?
I'm gonna say...
Wait, was it? To whom you are attracted. I actually want to see these. Both men and women, mostly of the opposite sex from mine, mostly from the same sex, only people of the opposite sex from mine, only people of the same sex as mine. Honestly, it'd probably be maybe mostly people of the same sex as mine, but really, that's only kind of like, only by kind of like a little bit. So, I guess probably just both men and women. I mean, this is just like blunt right off the bat. It's like, hey, we're just gonna go right off the bat. Are you straight up actually like bi, gay, or straight? Like, what is it? What is your attractions?
Does attracted mean like you can find someone who's attractive? Like you can be like, this is an attractive dude, or does it mean that you want to like you find them attractive as in like you would want to have sex with them? Because if it's attracted, I mean, I know when dudes are attractive. It means
Oh, you know what? Oh, yeah. Now that he's saying it like that, ooh, like, yeah, because honestly, I guess it would just be simply both men and women at that point, because honestly, I could definitely acknowledge, even if it's not maybe my personal taste, when someone can be attractive. So, I mean, yeah, honestly, I guess, if elaborated, or at least, more elaborated in the mind, it actually is kind of a little bit more of a trickier question, I guess.
No. Do I feel like, I know when men are attractive, you find someone attractive and not want to have sex. I think it's when you're sexually attracted to someone. I'm not sexually attracted to men, but I do know when they're attractive. So I'm gonna say only people of the opposite sex of mine. Who have you had sex with? Both men and women. Both men and women, but I prefer people of the opposite sex of mine. Both men and women, but I prefer the same. Okay, this test is stupid as fuck.
Oh my god, it's so straight to the fucking point and blunt as hell. I mean, honestly, yeah, both men and women, but yeah, I guess. Just because I've had more of it, I guess I prefer, the same sex as me, but it's because I have more of it in that field, so.
People of the opposite sex of mine. Have you had sexual fantasies about both men and women? Mostly people of the opposite sex of mine. Mostly people of the
Okay, now we're starting to get into shit where it's not as blunt. Now we're starting to get into people's more psyche on this shit. This is more of a fairer question, and yes, it's definitely just both men and women, just equally wrapped. Well, not necessarily just both men and women, but, like, just people in general, because, trans people, non-binary people, and, everything else in between also are, variables in that as well, but, but because it doesn't, I'm assuming, when it means men and women, it's also including that as well, just, and kind of lumped into either or in a sense, but, yeah, at least for me, it's pretty much just really anything or everything I understand as far as I'm fucking concerned. I've had way more straight sex than gay sex, yeah. Honestly, like, as far as if you've had anal or have done it on yourself or, or some level of that, you kind of know what it is.
People of the opposite sex of mine. Okay, this quiz is not as fun. You think I'm hot? Shut the fuck up, Will. With whom do you form strong emotional bonds? Both men and women.
Yeah, both men and women.
Comfortable socializing with? I feel comfortable with socializing with both men and women, so I guess
yeah.
The idea of having sex with someone of the opposite sex of mine is desirable, interesting, tolerable, negative, disgusting. Disgusting?
Disgusting! Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, I love it. Disgusting, bro. The idea of having someone of the opposite... okay, oh my god. Okay. The idea of having sex with someone of the opposite sex from mine is, desirable, yeah. I'm bi, so yeah, that would be desirable to me.
Tolerable, negative, disgusting.
Disgusting.
No. Negative, no. Tolerable, maybe. Like, I've said this before, I wouldn't...
So maybe? Damn.
Like, if I found a dude that I would fuck, if I found a dude that I was like, damn, that dude's hot, like I want to kiss him, I would. I wouldn't stop myself. Disgusting.
Oh, well, yep. There's some homosexual tendencies in you, buddy. I guess I should say more specifically bisexual tendencies. But yeah, it looks like some might have a little bit, a little bit of gay in him there. It looks like it's not totally a straight pole. Looks like, huh? Looks like we got a bit of a curvature on that, huh?
Wait, opposite sex.
I've only ever did anal with a girl, and she wanted to stop fairly quickly, so we stopped. That happened the first time I tried it, and you want to know the tip for that? A fuckload of more lube, like a lot of it. Don't be afraid to like go excessive with that, honestly. It gets a little bit more messy that way, I suppose, but honestly, I mean, who gives a fuck?
Obviously desirable. Oops, sorry. The idea of having sex with someone with the same sex of mine is tolerable. All right, let's finish it. I am a heterosexual, incidental, homosexual tendencies. I'm a 1 on the Kinsey scale test.
Oh, I knew it. He's got some tendencies.
Apparently. A 2 would be a heterosexual, more than incidental, homosexual tendencies. Bisexual is a 3. Bisexual, equally heterosexual, and homosexual.
We figured spit was good enough, but it definitely wasn't. Oh my god, no! You gotta get some, like, Astroglide or something, dude. Like, Jesus, you need, like, actual lubricant. That ain't gonna do nothing for you, bro. Spit won't do shit. Like, just, honestly, and from experience, that's not what happened for us. I started kind of getting in there, and I was like, all right, I'm in. And I just kind of, like, forced it in a little too, well, forcefully, and I kind of destroyed his ass. And he was like, okay, nope, we're done. It's like, and honestly, just, like, I just kind of sat there in this, like, position just like this, just, just laughing because while he's rolling around, like, holding his ass, like, I'm hurting. Zukov, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Hey, get over here. Zukov, hey. That's basically what happened, Lamau. Yeah, essentially. Yeah, I mean, you can't help but just laugh at it. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but whatever, it's funny. I mean, you can't help but, like, laugh and goof on it a little bit and just kind of, I mean, it's whatever. Like, every now and then when you're having sex and shit, there's some embarrassing things that happen, and you know what? Whatever. Who cares? Like, I mean, that's kind of the fun of it. That's the experience of it. Like, every now and then you have, like, a little embarrassing moment, and you kind of have to, maybe stop it for that night, but, I mean, whatever. It's like, what? I mean, it's just like any other, like, social interaction with somebody. It's obviously just a very sexually intimate version of it. So, I mean, every now and then, things get a little, embarrassingly accidental and a little awkward and shit, and you just kind of laugh it off, and I'm like, alright, well, we'll just try again later. Or just keep going. I mean, depending on the mood. I like to have VSS because I can't, with women I just can't. Oh, yeah, I mean, well, hence, yeah. Got ourselves a gay. I mean, I can, for myself. It's just like, for me, I guess in a sense, at least when it comes to just like a pure, like, sexual, desire element, it's not like, the main, like, thing I'll, like, look at right off the bat. I mean, it's not like, obviously something like, I mean, I'm just like, it'd definitely be more like, oh yeah, but if there's like, in my mind, like a peak desirable male versus peak desirable female, I'm probably picking the male first. I mean, I'll probably be like, after a moment, be like, hey, chick, hey, miss, get over here. Hey, it's like, I'll probably be like that, start, swinging her over, but, like, I mean, I'm probably going for the dude first. Just, I mean, if we're gonna go out of just sheer, pure, like, sexual desire shit. I mean, when it comes to, just out of personal interest on, like, who I'd want, long term, it doesn't really matter either way. I mean, so like if we went strictly off of pure sexual desire and shit, I mean, so we'd probably have, you know, a lot more of these weird incel types and shit, because they're the ones who kind of go on that weird type of idea. Where they think like a lot of like societal fucking, you know, ways of communication and like, you know, interacting with people all leads down to, you know, sex or like some form of, you know, like long-term intimate, like, you know, relationship or whatever the fuck. You have to be there, bro. Like, we have some masculine dudes who could be the homophobes for you if needed. I prefer my males of the twinkish nature. Well, hey, I mean, that's why, honestly, I'm dead-ass trying to, like, I mean, honestly, I've been kind of thinking of, you know, being a little bit more, you know, straight up, you know, like, kind of serious about trying to get him the fuck out of there, because straight up, man. Yeah, I gotta get you another bath. You got, like, serious dandruff, bro. Hey, careful! No. Hey. Careful. I'm gonna do this, kind of squish off all that danger out. Yeah. You pet this cough and make it snow. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a dangerous thing. Needs another bath. Oh my god, bro. What the hell? Jesus. My goodness, dude. Where's all this coming from? My lord. Oh my god, you're... Hey, get back over here. Oh, I think I got a good chunk of that out. Kind of. Not really, honestly. Jeez, man. You poor didn't drift out, little fuck. You poor thing. You poor little thing, bro. Quick summon logo so we can tell us how anarchism leads to fascism again. Oh my fucking god, dude. I don't even know. Dude, that shit was just so stupid, man. I mean, it's like... I swear to God, he probably, like, literally heard, like, some Jordan Peterson quote about how, like, anarchy leads to, like, chaos and disorder and tyranny or some shit. And basically just literally went with that. Because I swear to God, he literally has no idea what the fuck he was talking about when it came to anarchism whatsoever. And what's so stupid is what literally kicked it off was really just reading the actual, like, principles of anarchism, like, the first, like, couple paragraphs of it. Honestly, I guarantee you a lot of it was just basically, you know, because it criticized it just, like, all governments and all systems and forms of hierarchy and shit like that, because guess what? That's what anarchism is about. Criticism of unnecessary hierarchy and being a hierarchy of the state. But I guess, you know, the polished academic, you know, of PSU, you know, probably understands better because he studied it. Well, have you? Because there's actual fucking, you know, some books about it, you know, and like pamphlets and essays and actual philosophers and people who experience it and live it. You schmuck. It's like, good lord. I mean, it's like, what a fucking maroon, man. I mean, I know this isn't like something that I read, but you know, I want to read like, you know, something else in here and shit. I'll just read this last one. We are all anarchists. The Advance of Labor Leaf, March 12, 1887. Yeah, I'll just read this one. Or at least some of it. There is no picture so dark but has a bright side. No life so dreary, but what at some time a ray of hope flits across his cheerless path. There is no movement so heinous, but to those engaged as a amusing side, who can assume for a moment that an awful, horrible, anarchistic move of blood-drinking anarchists can have any amusing side to it? How could such friends ever smile for after reading insinuations from pulpit, assertions from the press, and criticisms from professional critics? To the average reader, an avowed anarchistic society must be composed of beings somewhat resembling the human family who hold orgies, which they designate meanings, and have been compelled to come in contact with the human race just enough to learn a few words of their language. Places selected for holding said meetings or orgies. Okay, so orgies mean meetings, not sexual orgies. By these anarchistic friends are in keeping with all the rest of their diabolisms. As much as they invariably select only places that are dark, dank, and loathsome, there is no light to ever permit it to penetrate either for sunlight or intelligence. And at such a point in time, at the places of these hysterics of the labor movement, of these friends have deluded themselves into the belief that they have something in common with the labor movement, write their diabolical mandates upon grimy tables covered with bomb-slaughtered capitalists. These friends have improved upon the capitalist method of starving said victims, and then taking their hides to make fine slippers for their daughters, etc. And for the foul conspirators, each in turn reaches a mangy hand under the table to take therein a capitalistic infant skull. Each slowly raises bloodshot eyes, fills said skull with sour beer, and clinks the same of said fellow conspirators' sour beer, which is contained in the empty half of a dynamite bomb. And at this signal, the whole crowd arises and straighten as well as they can, and 10 mammalian forms of distant nostrils hiss between the clenches of teeth blood. Now, ask the readers of the advance and reading public of if the above picture is at all overdrawn and when comparative articles from the press, both so-called religious and secular, and also insinuations from the pulpit of the latest few months regarding class of the people designated anarchists. The amusing part of this business to the average anarchist is just here, i.e., that we're being used just now as a kind of bugaboo, a scarecrow, to frighten capitalists into certain concessions to their rebellious slaves. Otherwise, said slaves might become anarchistic friends, and this little game is being played for all it's worth by certain labor reformers, and especially by the church. Sounds a little prevalent to these type of days, including somebody from last night. But the capitalists don't frighten at a dollar's worth. In some stationation of 1,000 illustrations coming under the observation of anarchists all the time, I hear but note a few, and those from this pulpit. The Reverend Hugo Pentecost of the Congregational Church in Newark, New Jersey, in a sermon entitled The Henry George Solution of the Labor Problem, as reported in New York Standard, says, "If you say that Henry George is an anarchist, he will simply be exposing your own ignorance. A man who writes 2 or 3 books of purely philosophical character is not an anarchist. A book is not an anarchist instrument. Before you pronounce judgment on a man, you want to hear what that man has to say." Man, I should have fucking been reading this to him last night. But of course he decided to butt out because, I'm too dismissive. I mean, but honestly, it continues to go on a little bit, but honestly, especially with last night, a lot of that shit started kind of ringing a little true, don't it? Supposedly pro-labor and all that shit, but, I guess anarchism will lead to, like in worker-based, government movements and the unnecessary hierarchy abolishing and all that shit. Somehow leads to, like, monarchistic, fascism or whatever the weird fucking jumble-fuck shit. Not even entering counterpoints or anything like that either. Just, oh, you're being dismissive of me. Because you're not offering counterpoints. You're literally just being like, oh, what's the solution? It works on paper, but guess what? It doesn't work, lol. Literally just conservative meme points. What's up, Rip City? Magic guy adjusts the tab. No shit, I found an energy drink that I can best describe as liquefied unicorn farts. That sounds, in a positive way, gay as fuck, and I love it. What's the brand name? I would totally, like, I'll drink it. Though I need to start lighting up on the caffeine. I've really been ODing on that a little bit. And after tonight, I'm definitely gonna not drink until, like, next Thursday or some shit, because fucking hell. I mean, honestly, this week I definitely deserved it, though. This week has been fucking shit. Utter shit. Especially today and yesterday. Coca-Cola coffee. I've seen that around, but I haven't decided if I want to try it yet. Alani Cosmic Stardust? What the fuck? Alani Cosmic Stardust. Damn, Big Coke. Yeah, you're fucking drinking, like, enslaved coca harvested beans and shit, bro. And coffee beans too, so it's like double slavery, bro. Damn. Here I am with my locally, produced, crafted beer over here. I'm no better. What's fucking Gold Peak, owned by? Who's the motherfucker that owns this shit? Oh god, Coca-Cola, motherfucker. Nah! Damn. My tea is, harvested by fucking slave tea harvesters. God damn it. No ethical consumption under capitalism. That is true. See, no matter what, man. Like, see, that's why you have to, like, work with what you can within the system and shit, but that doesn't mean you have to play by its every fucking rule. Besides, who says I pay for this? I mean, seriously, I'm pretty selective when I pay for shit. I'll pay for my beers and stuff like that, but, I've been stealing my wages, for quite a while now anyway. It's a little payback as far as I'm concerned. Hey, Steve. Hey, stealing, it's payback. It's actually, getting my proper wages back just by alternative means. I guess you could say an anarchistic approach into how I do so. I'm not saying shit beyond what I'm saying now. What I just said is all I'm saying, and I ain't saying else. I'll let you, guess what the answer is with that implication. Because frankly, like, when it comes to the fact that, paycheck to paycheck, especially when it comes to shit like bills and stuff like that, and I'm wondering when PG&E is actually going to fucking turn our goddamn gas on, because I know for a fucking fact that bill's been goddamn fucking paid, so I'm wondering what the fuck is up with their ass. Because I'd like to take a nice hot shower, thank you very much. I'd like to have Zukov a nice warm little bath and shit, instead of like some cold, miserable shit bath, or he's going to be like, it's just like, I mean, I like these things, thank you. PG&E, get off your ass, you fucking worthless capitalist shit. Yeah. Like, sometime last week, I remember early in the morning, I saw them, like, I was too, asleep and not awake enough to give a shit. But it was just straight up, like, I saw them up in the morning, I'm like, oh, fuck, let me go see what that was about. Because after they left and I, was awake enough, I saw a slip, it's like, we arrived at like 7-something in the morning and to notify that your hot water and gas is turned off and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. And this is also, I think it was alright, so I know I visited my mom Tuesday. It was the day before. So I think it was a Monday when that happened. And, you know, I'm just like, oh, shit, well, you know, better make sure this shit was paid. And I showed it to my mom when I visited her last time. She's like, oh, I paid this the other day. I'm like, well, I should make sure, and, you know, this shit gets turned back on then, and you have gas heating? Nope. I mean, heat, like, you know, having heat in the house is not even a big deal, because honestly, considering everything, it's not cold. So, like, you know, that's not a big deal. It's the hot shower shit that's a big deal. I like to have those. I don't really care if I have the heat. I have my little portable heater, like, that I can plug into, you know, so I have an electric heater. So at least for me, like, I mean, you know, it's not a big deal. If I really need it in my room, I can just plug it in for, like, a little bit and then unplug it when I'm done. Which, honestly, that would probably save us a lot of money if we just, like, got a couple of those. But then, I guess, you know, maybe electric will bump up a bit. But I guess if we got, like, those little, like, you know, portable tank heaters and shit, where you can, like, put a little propane tank on it or something like that. You know, maybe we could do something like that, because those would definitely be cheaper. Just have to buy a couple propane tanks every now and then. Sure is in Northwest Natural. They usually handle gas. Oh, you know what? You're right. It's probably Northwest Natural. But either way, it's like, yeah, I mean, but Northwest Natural, you can kind of get, I mean, I think PG&E is mostly with, like, fucking, like, California and shit like that, too. I know they're up here as well, but I think, yeah, they handle more shit like electricity and shit. Yeah, but, yeah, so, I mean, I for some reason, I kind of get them, like, bundled together in the same thing. But either way, it's just like, it'd be kind of nice, you know, if they turned it back on. This Portland General Electric. Yeah, and, oh, I think California's PG&E or some shit. Oh my god, I can't deal with these acronyms. These fucking acronyms, man. Because sometimes I'll hear about, like, how California, like, if, like, PG&E and shit, like, how they're all fuckety over there and all that. Of course, they're a predatory corporation, not public. Yeah, of course. Instead of, yeah, like, things like, shut the fuck up! Hey, get over here! Get over here! Oh my god. Sending you my Pride March outfit. Hey. Dope. Be on Discord. Cool. Yeah, I'll go on Discord here in a second. Check it out. PG&E is different. They make PG&E look amazing in comparison. Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, a lot of the shit about PG&E, like, what I hear about them is just fucking, like, horrifying. And for some reason, because their acronym is almost goddamn identical, it's just like I literally get the two mixed up. Or I like, think they're the same thing. So, like, I always feel like they're also, like, all up in this shit, too, and it's like, oh, God. I mean, they probably are, but PG&E, because, you know, especially considering Portland's so fucking close, you know, they wouldn't, you know, have that type of, you know, they wouldn't be as, like, you know, strong in this type of area. Yeah, right on. Hey, what's that little flag in the corner? I see. It's got a little affinity sign, red, green, and blue. It's kind of a cool little flag. So that, yeah, I just saw it. Is it near? It is neurodiversity flag. Oh, okay, right on. Not so much. I wasn't sure what it was, but that's pretty cool. You know, actually, now thinking about it, I have seen that around, but I just didn't know what it actually meant. Because I know there's like different, you know, variations of all sorts of different, you know, like different, you know, for like different things, especially when it comes to like, you know, identity or sexual identity and shit like that. So sometimes every now and then I, you know, see one, I'm like, that's new. I haven't seen that before. Oh, little Zircon. Disability, this is my passion. I'm a disability activist. Well, yeah. And especially, you know, in America, like, you know, when it comes to disabilities and mental health issues and shit like that, that really needs to be a major priority, you know, when it comes to normalization and, you know, advocacy, try to, you know, actually have that, you know, be something that has legitimate, like, options, you know, to help people in those type of situations and shit, or, you know, given, you know, whatever disabilities or, you know, mental disabilities or otherwise they may have. Oh. Almost went down the wrong pipe. Almost. That would have been no bueno. I mean, because in a way, like, every human, you know, brain is, like, developed, you know, just a little bit differently than the next. I mean, some definitely way more than others. I mean, so in a way, it's just like every fucking human being to a certain degree is, like, you know, divergent from the next. So it's just like, all in all, I mean, it's definitely something that is, you know, it's just like needs to be like more understood and expanded on and actually like more normalized, because like at the end of the day, we're, you know, like, while we all have to, you know, collectively work together and shit, we're all still individuals. As far as accessibility now, the Inclusion Disability Integration Act, yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely needs to, you know, play a role and, you know, be in part, especially when it comes to things like transgender issues and shit like that, because isn't that, you know, because in my mind, it also plays a part when it comes to, you know, different things like neurodivergency and shit. Because, I mean, especially in this country, in the United States, like, a lot, the most marginalized type of people, you know, whether they are, like, you know, black, Latino, trans, or, you know, gay or otherwise and shit, they all tend to be, you know, neurodivergent in some way or another, especially the most marginalized and most victimized out of those type of groups. It's not a coincidence. Oh, that sleepy little baby. Hey! Oh my god. Dude! No! 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 Stop barking at everything, bro. Jeez. Really? You little fuck. You little asshole. Seriously. Gives me a little like, what a jerk. You're a little jerk, Sukov. Oh, what, you think you're gonna get belly rub after you growled at me? Prick. Oh, what a little sleepy baby goof. That little Zukov. Portland passed further zoning reform. Oh, they did? Do tell. Do tell. I'm hoping it's good. Naturally, something that's kind of worth a fuck. Because Portland needs something, especially when it comes to the issue of housing. I mean, every fucking major city does, but and pretty much the entire country does overall, but I mean, oh my god. Kyle Kulinski actually made a video discussing the Colombian election. Can Colombian Bernie beat Colombian Trump? Kyle, that's putting it so lightly. It's like Colombian Bernie versus Colombian Hitler. The Trump guy literally calls himself a follower of Hitler, so... At minimal, the Benito Mussolini treatment in Bogota, or wherever the capital, fucking, like Medellin, or whatever the capital of Colombia is. So I think it's one of those two cities, but whichever it is, like the Benito Mussolini treatment in the capital is probably, meritable, but, that's my opinion. Bolsonaro was better in comparison. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me, dude? And he's, like, unhinged, and oh my god, and Benito Mussolini treatment is putting it lightly for that fucking evil piece of fucking bastard shit. What? Oh my god. Oh no. Oh god, what the fuck? Starting on July 1st, developers can legally build several types of high-density housing in Portland, including multifamily housing such as 2 or 4 or 6-unit plexes in a single structure. Cotton clusters of multiple summer homes share a common outdoor space, and townhomes are separate off than multi-story homes that share a structure for the units. Okay. So, in a sense, more expansion on things like affordable housing and shit. So that's at least good. It's good stuff right there. Belly rub. Yep, you're getting a belly rub. You're outside. I think you deserve one. Oh, you sweet boy. You big old chunky boy. What a goof. I agree, it has been one of those days. Peaceful? Nope. Fuck. Damn, I'm out. Boo. Boo. Maybe I should have bought one more. Yeah, I think Petro is actually legit. Also, unlike Almo. With Gustavo. I mean, I hope so. I mean, honestly, like, knowing a lot what Almo ended up being is just actually kind of legit disappointing. It's like, really? He ended up being just kind of a corporate Obama. He basically just became Mexico's Obama. It's like, what a shit. What a shit. Here, I'm gonna play some tunage. Boop. Make sure it's not gonna blast out in oblivion. There we go. And speaking of Colombia. Boop. Is there been any updates to attempt to by the French left wing to form a coalition to undermine Macron? Not that I know of. I guess I could look.
They began to organize. So Coke called up a terrorist group called the AUC. Said we've got some problems at the factory. The AUC went to the plant, killed 2 union men, told the rest you leave the union, or we'll be back again. Well, Coke did not complain about this dirty deed. Why give workers higher wages when
New French left-wing pact leader targets 50% of parliamentary seats. That was a month ago. So everything's from like, it looks like a week ago, or like 3 weeks ago, or to a month ago. Yeah, it doesn't really look like there's a lot. Jean-Luc Mélenchon is the rabble-rouser leading the New French left, so that's 2 weeks ago. So I mean, it's like, I guess here and there looks like, I guess, but not much. I mean, it might be like maybe some here and there, but doesn't really look like there is much. I was just kind of looking at the first page, but I mean, at least, you know, from look like there was here and there, but it doesn't look like too much. Hopefully France and comrades are successful. Yeah. They've known to be very rabble-rousing and radical in the past, so I hope they end up being so, you know, now. Take a little hint from their history's past. I mean, it seems like workers in America are starting to kind of recognize that a little bit, whether they know it or not.
Or we can drink juice and smash the state. Now that's the real thing. 'Cause the baby drinks it in its bottle when the water ain't no good. The dog drinks it, but he don't know if he should. Some folks say it's the
Goof. I can't believe I still have this bag left. Like, this is gonna last me at least like another 2 weeks or some shit. What? What, baby? What, little baby? Hmm?
Gunned down lots of soldiers in the U.S. Army ranks. Yes, Henry Ford was a fascist and a nasty one was he. He built tanks for anyone for the proper fee. Henry Ford spoke to his lackeys and he said, "Isn't this great? We'll attack our enemies and we'll retaliate." Yes, Henry Ford was a fascist and a cunning liar too. A brown shirt with a swastika draped in red, white, and blue. Henry Ford spoke to his workers and he said, "You dare not strike. You must be patriotic and take on my third bike." Yes,
I can't believe you just let me do this.
about the dying soldiers that made him a billionaire.
He's such a goofball. I'm using like his little cheek set, like it's like muzzle, like the side of his little muzzle is like a little drum. He's totally fine with it. He's like, like he wants to like try to chomp on my hand, but he's doing it in such a lazy manner. You're a goof. You're a goof. I'm not gonna fry. The dollar was his icon, on whichever shore. Henry's only mile was make money and make more. Henry Ford was a fascist, and that's all I have to say. It will spit on Henry's rotting grave until my dying day. What? Fuck you want, dog? Can I help you? Can I help you, baby? Can I help you, little Zuko? What do you want, you're a little fucking dork? Come here. Come here. Come here. You fucking jerk. Come here. Come here. Give me the paws. Come on. Oh my god. You fucking lazy macaroni. What the fuck, bro? Seriously? This. Here. You're a goof. Why'd you struggle so much just to be on my lap? You usually love being on my lap. Oh, just a baby. Just a sweet little baby. You look like you're comfortable with yourself here. Looking like you're pretty comfortable. What is this? What are you doing? What the fuck? Why? What is this? What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing, dude? Oh my, okay, you better watch those legs. Oh my god, this dog, what are you doing? What is this? Oh my god, okay. Bro. No, oh sweet Jesus. Oh. Oh shit, there's two backgrounds, a Tuesday Prince Ride and a Road Tuesday Rascals. Yeah, I think that's what my friend Logan was talking about the other night.
Who's in charge of the kid?
Huh?
Who's in charge of the kid?
Probably my dad.
Sugar for some other reason.
Huh?
So I want sugar for some other reason.
Like, God, my mind's so tired of saying things it doesn't mean. Like, I can't go to sleep though, I don't get it. At least I know for me, sometimes if I can't, melatonin or a big bowl of weed helps. Whichever is more accessible. Or both. Whoa! What the fuck was that? What were you doing? He's just a baby. Oh, he's just a baby. You wanna go get him? Go get him. He's just like, God damn it.
Come on, Zucker.
Your mind is telling you skip sleep with the power hour of Ignos.
Yeah, you big goof off.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
It's fucking... Maybe I should have kept him on my lap. Son of a bitch. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. It's just gonna fucking start, you know, continuously doing whatever the fuck he's gonna start going off about. It's like, god damn it.
Come on, suckers.
He ain't gonna do it. No, well, no, wow. Okay, wow, he did, okay.
That's good peppers.
Oh, surprised.
Oh, don't stand there and scratch. Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, stand there and scratch. And suckers.
Also, the things, it doesn't mean like just grumpy punching walls type stuff. Buffalo comes back for round 2. Guys, I'd say I'm actually an enlightened centrist now. Nothing's more of a bitch-made maneuver and being a cuck like being an enlightened centrist, bro. If he actually does that, I'm gonna be like, bruh, cringe. I'm not even gonna lie. So I'm just gonna be like, bruh. But then my mind then says, take that energy. But then my mind says that takes energy. So you're just kind of like soiling in that energy, just like rah, 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 rah. I'm definitely masochist. What in the fuck? I guess we're supposed to see if Logan is awake, and if he is, I guess we can make him come in here and get antagonized again. Because straight up, I mean, like, I wouldn't mind it. I mean, it's not like it necessarily heavily impacts our friendship. I'm just gonna think he's kind of dumb on these issues, because personally, I just do. Like, who comes in with the ideas of far leftism, radical leftism, and things like anarchism and shit like that, he just doesn't know anything about what he's talking about on that shit. This is dumb.
700 billion before the year's end on a military budget to make America great. You know, you're living in a failed state. When almost every day some psycho with a gun has to open fire on a crowd before it's done. When a music festival becomes a free fire zone, and all they can say is it's okay now, he was acting alone. Buy some armor, pray to God, and hide behind a gate. You know you're living in a failed state.
Hey, baby.
You know you're living in a failed state.
What a goofy little dog. You can't decide who to hang out with. Figure it out, dog.
Hey, Stas. Hey, Zuka, don't eat my stuff.
Was arrested for
That one's
that he was hearing by the San Diego beat. He stated his opinions. They sounded just like mine. Now they want to put him in by 2029. Prosecutor said the problem was the speech and shoved it in. I couldn't figure out exactly what that meant. You can't describe an action, say you thought that it was swell.
What is he doing?
But we don't like the condo and we're gonna burn it down. Corporate terrorists driving out of town. We'll bring a lot of gasoline, pour it on the floor, light a match, say a prayer.
What are you doing?
Run right out the door, burn it down.
Is that inciting you to do shit so he can bitch at me for no reason? I saw him throw that at you. He's trying to... I see what the whole thing is now. That's throwing shit at you to chew on.
Hey.
Yep. So you can start chewing on that shit, so then you can start getting at me for it. Zukov, get over here. Don't fall for his scheme. Don't fall for his damn scheme.
No.
Don't fall for his scheme, you son of a bitch.
No. No chewing.
Sighting him. Says the one who's thrown it at him to incite him. Oh my god. There he goes. He's still, oh my god. Who's the one who started it? Not Zukov. Come here.
You quit leaving all your toys right there. I'm gonna trip and fall and kill myself.
Pretty sure you probably did that to yourself there. I'm waiting for my game though to play Dark Souls on my blind load.
Because they run on gas, but if I did, it'd run on biomass. I ride a bike.
No, I've never been the biggest fan of Dark Souls games, but I was kind of basically doing the same thing. When it came to the last game, I was downloading Age of Empires 2.
I don't eat meat. I just live on movie chives or the donuts that I found in last week's dumpster dive. Look, you people in that restaurant, I think you are so sad when you could have been eating.
I was listening to Slipknot today. Actually, not bad. They have a really wide variety. Yeah, the Slipknot ain't bad. I played Dark Souls, but it hurts really hard. Yeah, it is.
I don't wear leather, and I like my clothes in black. And I made a really cool hat from a moldy coffee sack. I like to hop on freight trains. I think that is so cool. It's so much funner doing this than being stuck in school. I can't believe you're wearing those brand new shiny shoes. I'm a better anarchist than you. I don't have sex, and there will be no sequel because heterosexual relationships are inherently unequal. I'll just keep on moshing to anti-flag and crass until there are no differences in gender, race, or
It's funny, it's sort of like a Dark Souls one. I mean, it is definitely hard, but I mean, I will say that I do at least like hard games, but Dark Souls is not really much of a game I like myself personally.
I always feel lucky if I get a bloody nose because I feel so militant and everybody knows by the time the riot is all through, I'm a better anarchist than you. I don't believe in voting, I think consensus is the key. I don't believe in stupid notions like representative democracy. Whether or not it works, I know it is the case that only direct action can save the human race. So when I see when you're voting booths, then I know it's true.
Played Dark Souls 3 right out. Nice.
I'm a better anarchist than you. Wilson said he was an isolationist, and he would not send our young men off to die. But as soon as he
You can't quit annoying that cat.
that turned out to be just another lie. Truman said he wouldn't kill civilians, and he didn't want to hurt nobody's mom. But as soon as he had the opportunity, he went and dropped the atom bomb. Kennedy said he was a man of peace, but with the battle flag unfurled, he sent the U.S. Navy to the Cuban shore, and then he just about blew up the world.
Now it's laying down over there. You know, if he gets hit in the face, I don't care.
Make me wanna They love to talk like they are friends of you and me.
Hero rats with backpacks trained to assist in earthquake search and rescue. What? Well, that's cool. Rats are being trained to be sent into earthquake debris wearing tiny backpacks so rescue teams can talk to survivors. Does Harley ever contact the tow yard to see if the truck was recovered? Portland recovers stolen vehicles sometimes. I don't know. Next time I see him, I can ask him.
He was just another Joe. That's why when all the people said don't do it, he went and signed the WTO. Some people, they might think I'm cynical, and I don't know why that would be. So even though they voted for the war, now I'm going for Barack and Hillary. Democrats make me wanna vomit. Liberals make me wanna hack. They love to talk like they are.
Dark Souls is just like Halo's skill-based game. Like people love trying the games on. Well, it's not like Halo by like gameplay metric, but at least in that way where skill-based it is. It's not like an FPS or anything by any means. But it's definitely you know, a skill-based, you know, type of game that is definitely very difficult. I like Halo, but I'm not much of a gamer. Unlike me, I'm like a total gamer. But there's definitely certain games I'm not a big fan of.
His eyes are filled with hate. He said the problem with those Arabs is they won't recognize a Jewish state. He said those Palestinians just won't come around to accepting Jewish rule on their holy ground. He said the Arabs don't accept their new neighbors in the hood. Those ungrateful regimes don't respect us as they should. Well, I don't want to upset anyone or to unduly take to task, but if a state wants recognition, it seems reasonable to ask. Where are your borders drawn in black and white? Do they include the West Bank, Gaza, and the Golan Heights? Let me repeat the question. Where are your borders drawn in black and white? Do they include the West Bank, Gaza, and the Golan Heights?
You have a little rope, huh?
I heard him speaking to the Congress, getting his 29th
Come here.
standing O. He
Bring that over here.
We need our security from those terrorists, don't you know? If you want security, I wonder if you'd say
Come on.
it's true that the Palestinians
Come on.
should have security too. Because if you want security,
I'm not going to give him any if I'm using it to get him over here.
you should also grant
Oh, he knows. He knows. That little asshole.
over there. And maybe you could answer.
Fuck
though
you.
the question is a sin. Just where your country ends and your neighbor's land.
Are you going to give me that? Have a little tug of war?
Borders drawn in black and white.
Come here with that.
Include the West Bank, Gaza, and the Golan Heights. Where are your borders drawn in black and white? Do they include the West Bank, Gaza?
We need someone to tell our cheating card games where the book nerd goes. Yeah. Oh, no, break it back. He almost came over here.
The only democracy in the Middle East. Or actually, he said,
the only viable one, at least. Come here.
the PA isn't viable because they didn't vote Abbas. They voted for those terrorists that they call.
He's just staring at me old with his little thing in his mouth. So cute.
They would agree
Come here.
that we stole their land quite fairly here by the Mediterranean.
Scout's ignoring for a second.
We stole it fair and square. We stole it just like you. If you don't like it, you're an anti-Semite, whether you're a Muslim or a Jew. Okay, right. But tell me, Where are your borders drawn in black and white?
Yeah, I got it.
The West Bank Gaza
Come on.
and the Golan Heights.
Come on.
Where are your borders
Come on.
drawn in black and white? Do they include the West Bank
Come here.
Gaza and the Golan
Come on.
Heights?
Yeah, boy.
Lots of folks are revolting. They've had enough of this shit. The rich are getting richer. They're saying that's it. But with Luke, it's different, that's clear. As he emerges from the fog, let's hear it for Lieutenant Ghost, the riot dog.
Yeah, good boy.
Between people,
Come on.
but he
Still got for the tasty rope for dinner. Yep. Yeah, I'm getting him going. There we go. Good boy. Oh, no side way. Got him. Come on. Eh. Ah, little boy. Let him by me. Come on. Yeah.
When a smoke bomb comes towards him, he kicks it back at the
Yeah.
buzz.
Little goofy. Bye bye.
Bit different than a normal dog does.
Yeah, what little goofy. Bye bye. Ah. Ugh. Oh my god. Once got out of me and culture again, I guess 2 times like I said, no Trump around, shame this time. Well, yeah, because that was back with like the whole ATSJW days and the Gamergate and all that shit. I know what you mean for that. Oh, that's a good boy. 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 Yeah, that's a good boy. Sound like a little piglet. Oh, oops, I'm sorry, baby. Accidentally bumped his head. What a goof. So, God, you're just a ridiculous nut. Wah. Ugh. That's what I'm talking about, the general maybe to bully. Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's definitely evolved away from that type of shit in a lot of ways, where a lot of leftists have, you know, joined in on that, but, you know, come from a more actual, nuanced, legit perspective about it, versus what the far-right co-opted it to initially, or I guess the alt-right at the time. What a goofy baby boy. a fun little song. Don't mind doing a little bit of a shop in them Whole Foods. Sounds fun. That's the way they put it. Just initiating a group, but do it constantly. It's not cool. Well, yeah. You know, having a little, like, jest and fun, you know, and some memes and jokes and shit like that, some edginess is fine, you know, but the constant, you know-ness and, like, you know, doing it just as an excuse to basically just be, like, a bigoted piece of shit, you know. There's a line in the sand, you know, to where it's drawn in when it comes to that type of shit. I'm gonna find another little tune here. One that I haven't played yet.
Yeah, Mr. Schnoz.
It keeps
Yeah, that's good, Pops.
showing ones that I've already played. Boo.
Yeah, that's a good kid.
You calf. Baby. Why have you run away from me? Why are you way over there?
Come on, guys, let's go.
What the hell? Why are you way over there now? I was thinking you're going to bring the rub back to Tug of War a little more, but I guess not. Jerk. What a little prick, man. This little jerk. And now you're fucking with the cat again. Would you quit fucking with the cat? Man. The cat must not be constantly fucked with. Like, seriously, bro. Why? 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 Don't think you can eat this. Why? Why do you think you can do what you do? Why? Why do you think you do what you do? Why do you think it's okay? Why do you think it's okay? Why? 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 He will terrorize my popo. Cause he's also a little terrorist too. Well, now's my hand a little toy to you. I'm gonna see shit individuals are a bunch of crap individuals out there this week. Yeah, become. Yeah.
While halfway around the world, your explosive smashed the buildings. You could only hear the sound. But maybe Jesus once
Yeah, I'm pretty much on the same page when it comes to it. It's like I pretty much am only bigoted against racist, you know, fucks, ableist fucks, homophobic, transphobic fucks, straw boss, billionaire fucks, aka the capitalist class. So. Bigoted fascists because of these is like just is yeah.
Yes, I hear you shout with confidence as you praise the Lord. You talk about this God you know so well. You talk of Armageddon and your final victory when all the evil forces go to hell. Well, you'd best hope you've chosen wisely on the right side of the Lord, and when you die, your conscience it is clear. You'd best hope your atom bombs are better than the sword, and the time when your reckoning is here. 'Cause I don't think Jesus
gunships into Bethlehem, or jets to raise the towns of Timorese.
There's like a little tune I can clean up here.
Dictators or
There's one.
SUVs. I don't think Jesus would ever have dropped a single ounce of napalm.
The hungry boy.
Who would Jesus bomb? Who would Jesus bomb? Who would Jesus bomb?
Ourselves.
This is a song that was also inspired by a speech by George W. Bush, which I think he's so fascinating because the extent of his logic is so limited. It's just like you push it he could, as somebody just wrote a book about how he couldn't possibly have been president in any age other than the modern era because, in the soundbite era, because if he actually had to complete a sentence like in front of people, it just wouldn't work. Everybody would realize he has the IQ of a chimpanzee.
George W. Bush, the IQ of a chimpanzee. So true.
It's ever more interesting. And so we're going to get rid of those evildoers, and so I wrote a song.
Those evildoers.
Extending his logic to its natural court, where it should naturally end up. President got on TV. There was near a dry eye. He said he loved his country and mom and apple pie. He said he was a proud man and he liked his home fried grill. As for countries harboring terrorists, those people should be killed. He said we'd send our farmers to deal with rogue states and all those evil people would have to meet their fate. So it was with some trepidation that I looked up to the skies, cause I was driving past Fort Benning when I came to realize that I guess we're gonna have to bomb Columbus, Georgia, home of the infamous SOA. Cause they trained the death squads of Columbia who commit a massacre.
Why do you keep fucking with the cat? Sick up, would you get back here? Man, what a little anarchist little fuck, bro.
I guess that makes them terrorists. Any idiot must
Better watch over my own roof. Got a little tig. A little terrorist. It's exclusively a dog, or whatever the fuck. Or I guess it'll be a tag. Terrorist and dog.
This trip might not be too restful if tomorrow I am dead.
Because he does so many fucking crazy things against the cats, against me, against my roommate, against everybody. He's just a little fucking psycho. He has cuteness and he's like a little sociopath. He uses cuteness and he uses all of his like sweet puppy, adorable, cute boyness, to be like, oh yeah, I can never do no wrong, but then he does all the wrong in the world. He's like a cat. Just it's like a sheer presence will just convince you otherwise, and it's like fucking hell. God damn it.
Go someplace where I might feel safe. It was unsettling. I was feeling like a lost queen. It was then that I thought I'd move to Costa Rica, though such a thing cause I suddenly realized with horror the terrifying, clear and present truth. I guess we're gonna have to bomb Washington, D.C., cause terrorists are lurking all around, sending soldiers, guns, and money wherever death squads and dictators may be found. So
there's like one more fun little thing I could probably check on too, but since going into a weekend doesn't look like too much.
If we are to listen to our president, we're gonna have to bomb ourselves.
Guess I dubs those of Hassan. I'll keep on anything, see, okay, whatever, random shit I don't really care that much about unless it's like background noise to sleep to. And I still keep getting recommended Amber Heard band, like Johnny Depp shit, and I'm so done hearing about that. I'm still getting recommended shit about that. I'm like, what the fuck? YouTube, do you mind? I guess Adam Suffin released a new video. He fixed traffic an hour ago. And of course it's, you know, straw boss fucking Thomas Edison, capitalistic fascist funding piece of garbage fucking emerald mine enslavement enrichment parasite cockroach Elon Musk is, you know, on the thumbnail. It's look nice. That looks like nice and fun. That looks nice and fun right there. Because I guarantee you, guess what? He didn't. Oh my god, that damn dog. Anyway. I think I'm gonna go have myself some more food and stuff like that. At least something more substantive than goldfish. Pizza flavored goldfish. Oh wait, PlayStation racist man, so you don't have an accent over the E. Do you think that'd just be a basic thing they could add? That seems odd. It's like it's one little accent. I imagine it's a little. I don't know the specific name, but the little swiggly one. Or is it like that one or that one? I guess depending on. I don't know all the names of the specific accents, but I'm assuming it's like one of those. And it's like, really? I mean, how hard is it to add that? It's like a tiny bit of code. Like, it's literally like a singular piece of code that they can add. Like, oh my god. But anyway, I'm gonna get myself some more substantive food and all that fun stuff, and I'll go for the rest of the evening, but just, you know, for the meantime. But yeah, of course, be in the background for the next one. So, oh, Zukoff knows my routine. He hears it. He knows the words. But anyway, either way, see y'all next one. So.